I'm just going to start calling anyone who supports Trump a pedophile.
Yeah, that's a pedophile defense party.
That's what you're doing.
The
You're
GOP, the Grand Old Pedophile. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to yet another episode of The Jaam. It's JJ, AV, Allen.
The way it never is.
The way it actually's never been to this point.
Yeah.
The Jaam. You couldn't tell me Matt was next, bro.
Man. Yeah. So a few weeks ago, OGs who've been watching the show, Allen missed the episode. And now Matt has missed the episode. Unfortunately, he is under the weather. So
he's deep fried.
He's fried.
Deep fried.
Well wishes to Matt.
Everybody put W Matt in the chat.
Gotta say W because he's going through it, bro.
Yeah.
I saw him like the first day he came out, he was like, he texted the group chat. He was like, bro, it's fried. He was like, my throat hurt. And I'm like, no.
That's what you know.
But the thing is, with Matt is like, when he gets sick, he recover like real quick. Bro, he was like, yeah, it's not going to be bad. It's just a little cold. I'm going to be good. I wanted his story. That night of, he like, I ain't never felt this way. I'm like, I'm telling you, you're sick, bro.
And then he ended up spilling his tea and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
He's been having a time. So well wishes to him. And he will be back as soon as possible. We promise. But nevertheless, the show has to continue, and we have a jam-packed episode for y'all.
Let's go on.
Before we get into the fit check that I'm not gonna forget this week. First, like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Hold on.
There's a thing that we do each Allen.
Allen, where are they supposed to find us, bro? Where?
Acast, Spotify, TikTok, YouTube, Prime, Audible, OnlyFans.
Okay.
I don't think we got an Audible.
You've been saying that for multiple weeks, and I don't think we have.
Let it come true, gang. Let it come true.
But we do. We do
I
have something else that we'll be telling you about that we did just launch at the end of the podcast. So
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Besides that, today we're going to be talking about a multitude of things. We're going to be talking about the fashion industry and why it's dying. You think we're making it up?
Wait a minute.
It's been there.
Then it gets crazier, because then we're going to be talking about the president of the United States and Epstein.
The fact that we're still talking about Epstein.
I remember we've talked about it. Matt has been a big proponent of, not that the people shouldn't get justice, of course, but like that being the leading messaging thing is kind of like, it's kind of weird, because if that's your red line already, it's crazy. It gets even more disgusting.
It gets
than you
fucking
think.
terrible.
So we're gonna get into all that. Then we're gonna wrap up with the doom being more Chicago updates, and all types of other stuff, and the Supreme Court decision that has pretty much just greenlit racial profiling. So we're going to talk about all of that. You didn't even know that.
I didn't even know that. Hold on. I checked out on him.
I didn't see that.
Okay, jam-packed episode.
We're
going to get into everything, but it's a very special occasion. Because if you haven't noticed, it's not often that we all match.
We triplets on the couch, man. We triplets on the couch.
And there's a very special reason for that, because this Saturday,
SOHO is finally dropping.
Let's go. Let's go.
If you see us, bro, we all dripped out in the free.
Yes, sir.
Bro.
Freedom Tea coming to your
you
wardrobe
right
soon.
You see that shirt behind?
The shirt that's been featured in the vast majority of episodes. The shirt is going on sale Saturday. This is gonna be the first official drop with all y'all here. We done did SOHO drops before.
Yeah.
Y'all get to see the rollout. It's gonna be very special.
I'm so excited because this is the first time doing a drop where people are actually watching. It's crazy.
We have to do, I think our entire next episode has to be post-game interview with Mr.
Yeah.
SOHO. How the drop going? We had to.
I'm so excited. And this was history, if y'all don't know. This is my first shirt I've ever dropped and ever made. And I thought it would be a cool thing to redrop it so more people could have it. And then on top of it, this shit happening in the world, bro. It's this is the perfect time.
The perfect time to drop
explain
it.
That tea
that
again
shirt
for the people.
Later. We can't even give away the
Okay.
You gotta get it yet. But that shirt done started beef with Fear of God. That shirt done
started everything.
So go get one when it come out.
The quality of care. Fuck you. Like what, bro? That's it.
Well, I mean, Gucci got it on sale.
I mean, Gucci, you got a blackface.
You know, we do it the best over here at SOHO. So
We do it.
But let's get into the fit checks that we bring y'all every single week. I can go ahead.
Oh, how you feeling?
You know, we got the Louis on the feet.
Ooh, Louis.
Still not the most
Louis.
important
How much?
part of the fit. I can't tell you that.
And you're talking
part,
about racial problems?
FD Sigma Environment, a very good video on this topic.
Yeah. Gonna see that.
But you know, we got the basic jeans. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, fine. What's the
SOHO?
SOHO?
My
SOHO.
first ever SOHO Freedom tee, because I did not get the last one. I was too busy
did
helping
it.
shoot for it. I never got it.
He was helping shoot it.
Yeah, it was every day, bro. I remember every day they'll be
but
outside
you know,
just shooting.
Shoot in the
Yep.
winter.
But then you know the matching jewelry stack.
Oh, stat.
Matching jewelry stack. And that's
Yeah,
pretty
that's
much
hard.
it. And then you know the hair got longer. So written.
W Ricky.
Five.
yeah.
You already know loafers on the feet, bro.
As written.
Minimal jeans. These ain't even my jeans. This is Matt. I thought it was appropriate.
Yeah.
Right,
gotta have
commemorate.
that.
He gotta be a part of the
He
set.
gotta
Gotta
be a part
be
of
here.
it. I'm lying. These jeans hard, bro. I don't give a fuck. But and then we got the SOHO shirt. Got the hold on.
You gonna watch
Yeah,
Hold
feel
on.
me?
royalty.
Yeah.
Rings,
Yeah.
earrings, kitted out. Yes, sir.
How you
Hey,
feeling?
your boy
Last but certainly not
coming with
least.
the first. I got a Coach Satchel.
Yes,
you know what I'm
sir.
saying? Coach Satchel got the SOHO of Doom.
Ooh,
on the
SOHO
tee.
of Doom
on
on
the
it.
tee. Freedom of T of the Doom. You feel me? Got the chain on.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Regular Billionaire Boy Club playing
sir.
on the pant. On the pant. You got the mom and you.
Nearies. Yes, sir.
Jordan 5s.
W.
W.
The way it always is. And
we
finally,
matching like to the T. Black
are-
shirt.
It's
jeans,
honestly
black
crazy. I
shoes.
didn't even notice until someone called it out that we're like matching. With
I
suits.
noticed
Like,
it when we were leaving the crib, and I was like, "Oh, people are probably gonna look at it and realize that we're matching." And then when we met up with AB, I was like, "Oh yeah, all three of them."
Yeah.
So we just get it out,
Perfect.
fooling. But yeah, so before we get into everything again, I don't want to keep stalling for y'all, but follow the individuals because it's been going down. Thank you guys
Bruh.
for all the love and support.
Support been great.
We
We
didn't hit.
we just crossed 60K on Instagram.
We
about to
didn't
hit-
even say thank you for it, which does not mean
Yeah.
we're grateful.
It's-
It's been too much.
Bro, it's
happening.
too much. It's too much. It's too
we
much.
jumped. I remember waking up in the morning, it was 60, and I'm like, damn, that's crazy. 64.
It's been like over
Yeah,
the last
crazy.
like week. My personal Instagram has probably gone up like a good 5K followers. You and Matt have both like crossed 6K followers
Yeah.
now.
I'm almost at 200 now. You feel me?
So you're almost at 200, which is crazy because
Oh my
he
God.
still be dropping videos with hundreds of K views, but they don't give him followers.
Yeah, they
Go follow
y'all
AB
doing?
Artist.
follow me, man. What y'all doing, man?
Y'all
We
bullshit.
dropping some super hot fine real quick.
But yeah, the personals have still been going. So J William J 8 everywhere else.
SoulStudios.com.
ABD artist.
It's Alan as well.
And it's Allen. If
And
y'all
then-
want to see some 5
What you want, Matt as well, and Matt B, go follow.
Yes, sir.
Everything has been crazy. Thank you guys so much for the love and support. I don't even know where we're at on YouTube, but I believe we've crossed 40K on YouTube. So
We're at
thank
like
you guys
43.
for that.
43.
Everything's ridiculous, and the reason why
Nuts.
it's been booming like this is because y'all have genuinely been rocking with us in the content.
Hell
And
yeah.
the way it's
Appreciate
been,
y'all, man.
And speaking of content, let's get right into it. So there's no further ado.
Let's get
Yes, sir.
We live in a time where everyone's always on their phones. And I'm no exception to that. Unfortunately, I kind of live in that phone, and I noticed that my phone was tweaking recently because I've had the same iPhone. I have the 14 Pro Max, which is still a really nice
Oh,
phone.
we got the same shit.
Yeah, I done
Mine's
dropped
gotta be
it like
cooked.
11 billion times. The back on it cracked and everything, and I just noticed when I put it upside down in my pocket, my Bluetooth gets interfered. So it
What?
yes, it's reaching its last leg.
Yo,
how
you
you
gotta
know
get
we
rid of
dropped
that.
I got the
Yeah.
I got the AirPods when I put them in. I put them upside down here. I said, okay, all right.
I
cool.
mean,
Yo, you know,
So,
yo.
well, that-
It's gotta be some. Oh shit!
is this the first time you're seeing?
Yeah,
it?
Yes.
for the first time.
God
If y'all
damn,
can
Kratos
see-
kicked the shit out of his phone.
So we done
yeah.
been through the storm. We done been through the storm. And
yeah.
so I'm looking at the market. I'm like, damn, I might get a new iPhone or something. And
Hell
then
no.
Alan told me that the iPhone 17 came out.
iPhone 17
This
of Doom, bro.
right here.
They got a backpack on the back of the phone.
Hey,
Bro. This
I'm not
is
buying
the
that shit.
iPhone 17. I saw this shit yesterday because they just had the press conference where they just released like dates and new like AirPods, new Apple Watch, basically just new Apple product.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the first thing I saw, and I'm like, I genuinely thought they were releasing like a new battery pack for the phone.
Yeah,
because you know how you be seeing like people with them batteries on the back. I'm like, oh no, that's just the phone.
I was gonna say, and this is history because Alan really loved Apple growing up. Wanted to work there too at one point,
bro.
So when I'm seeing, okay,
this is
the 14 Pro Max, right? Mm-hmm. I'm sorry if I'm crazy, and I know because it's Apple. Everyone's gonna fall down and buy the phone anyway. Mm-hmm. But Jesus Christ, that shit ugly.
That shit ugly as shit.
Why are we extending the whole thing across the? It looked like a battery pack. It looked like when you plugged in. It looked like when you had the Xbox controllers back in the day.
Oh,
it wasn't the actual battery. You get the little battery pack on that.
Man.
That's what it looked like.
I think the iPhone 17 is like a band.
Yeah, it's 1,090. No, 1,100 basically.
It's 1,100 starting.
So if you want a battery pack, give your car note.
If you want a very skinny phone. Wait, what are they doing? They did like an Air this time?
Yeah, if you go to the Air, they did, because they usually drop like the regular iPhone and then like, they'll drop like a twist to be like, oh, like this
like
is
the
a
Pro Max,
drop.
the big,
This is the iPhone Air.
Nigga, you sit on that wrong.
iPhone ever. You're done.
It's the thinnest iPhone ever.
Like I was just telling y'all. I'm starting to put shit in like my back pocket. If I put this in my back pocket, bro, I'm gonna have a waffle in my shit.
We're going to keep, and mind you, the starting price is gonna keep going up. So like they about to be dropping like 1 gram worth of material in a phone and charge you $1,500 for it.
Yeah, that shit is just ridiculous, bro.
I think the only thing I've noticed, Matt got the 16, right?
Yeah, Matt got the newest one.
And the only thing I've noticed was like some of the haptic features are different, and then like the camera is slightly better. That's pretty much what it's gonna be.
I remember they do they have that feature where like when you try to activate Siri, it like lights up the entire phone?
I might,
because I remember they said they were gonna release that. They just never fucking did or something like.
They came out with this new, like, it's not even Siri. It's like this new AI intelligence on there on this new phone. But I'm like, okay, y'all made an iPhone Air, but then like the thinnest iPhone we got was the 6. But y'all remember the 6 was bending.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, what's gonna happen with these phones?
I watched this YouTuber. His name is
thin ass phone with a big ass camera.
I watched this YouTuber. His name is Jerry Rig Everything, and he be like durability testing like a bunch of.
I can't wait to see
about
them
to break the ever living fuck out of that iPhone. Like. I'm getting a 16. The problem is, right, and this is my beef with Apple and taking it super big picture when it comes to like monopolies and shit. The problem is because everything in their thing is so well integrated, like FaceTime, and then you got the Apple Watches, and all the shit is built for like the Apple ecosystem. It's kind of like default setting, like, all right, you're just gonna buy an iPhone when you got to upgrade.
Yeah. And
shit.
I don't know, because like JJ was saying, right, bro, Apple, I used to love Apple. Apple was like just a staple when it came to that shit for me. And like ever since like after like the 7 probably it died.
Yeah.
Like now it's what forces you to get the phone every year is because we already know the battery and the processor gets slower every phone they drop. And then on top of it, they drop minor conveniences. Like with Matt's phone, like the minor convenience that everyone struggles with is the fact of like you can't play music while taking pictures.
Yeah,
you can do that with that. And
so when they give you that, I'm like, damn, they really do. They
so crazy.
They did that shit already.
This
left it out.
This capitalism shit runs so deep. It got you like, I should spend my whole rent on playing music while I take a photo.
And mind you, that brand gets to coast because they've well integrated so many of their things, and they force you to kind of like buy the Apple shit because just out of convenience, they get to coast on shit. They're probably working on designs in the future already, but they don't got to try their hardest, which is kind of antithetical to the whole like competition thing.
I say,
I want a bunch of other phone brands to like force them to not be bullshit.
I feel like Galaxy has, but they do not. Galaxy has a phone where you can flip and fold. What are we talking about?
I say bring back the battery in the back phones.
Yeah,
bring back that shit. Embarrass some niggas again. I remember those days.
I think
like
that's
walking
gonna be
in the hallway.
iPhone 20. Oh yeah.
I've heard
walking in the hallway. Phone slip out the pocket, boom! Just scatter everywhere. Everybody looking at you.
Matt not here. I gotta tell the story from Matt. I remember we all in HF multiple times. We in HF. He talking about he was in class, right? Everyone, it was silent. He said that phone fell out his back pocket. Boom! Battery to the side of the class.
Sims card over there.
Each of us have a story like that because when we were in high school, I still be forgetting. We started high school in like 2018.
And right as soon as I left.
Yeah, which seems like that's a fuck eons ago. Fuck. Yeah, I remember you graduated from high school the same year we graduated from James Hart from 8th grade.
Wow.
So I remember when like leaving that whole thing, I still had that same phone the entire time. Boy, that new high school experience, dropping that phone and that battery coming out.
We don't got to spend too much time on this. Please tell the story about the Six Flags.
Oh my! I'm not telling that story. Let's move to if you want it. We'll talk about it
battery
later. My phone with my battery flew off the roller coaster, and then I got bullied for it on the bus on the way.
Everyone was like, "Who droid fell off?"
And you want to know who else was subject to more questioning than me? I hope, at least in that moment, is David. Because David,
oh fuck, nigga,
David got a ring on his phone the other day, on his iPhone, probably like a couple days ago, saying, "Holy shit, we found a dead body in your car." For those y'all,
bro, I'm driving. I'm on the way to like look at some new apartments and shit. Bro, I scroll on the phone. I get the notification. I'm like, who the fuck is David? And I remember his song like going crazy on TikTok.
Yeah, for those of y'all who don't know, which song did he make?
He made Here With Me, My House Is Not a Home, and then there's this big one. I think it's called like Romantic, like I don't remember the last part. Romantic something. But he just had those hits on TikTok, and he ended up blowing up. He did tours with SZA. He was everywhere. And mind you, I messed with his music.
Romantic
I really
Homicide.
messed with it. Yeah,
Romantic Homicide.
I messed with his music, bro. It was like
fucking insane, right?
Romantic Homicide. Bro, I'm listening to like My House Is Not a Home. I'm listening to everything. I'm like, bro, he's like the good, like getting the sad.
Nigga predicted his future. Stupid ass. Bro, that's nuts.
So there were news reports of LAPD finding a decomposing body in his Tesla that it was impounded. I don't know how long ago he got rid of it, but I think they said that the car had been there for like a few days. So I don't know how long ago it got impounded or when it's been hopping from location to location. But at some point along the way, a dead body ended up in the car.
Right.
And then he got notified.
You built like that.
What do you mean you can't? We don't know if they
built like that.
Allegedly, no, we didn't.
But
I beg that he.
Yeah, when I first heard the story, I'm like, I prayed that. Well, not pray, but like, I thought that maybe somebody might have put that lady in there.
I think
afterwards,
he was
on some foul
for
shit
the sake of him and his career. I hope that's what happened.
Yeah,
that's the terrifying.
I think it is what happened
in this.
because he was one on tour and two, the car had been impounded. But
how does that even happen?
Romantic Homicide.
They finna build a RICO against bro for this one.
Good, bro.
So when you said in that song,
Romantic Homicide, what's that title about?
But the story is still developing right now. Yes, they said officers found the body in the trunk in the random Hollywood Tow, which is impound lot. So we don't know who did what, who's responsible for what. It's just jarring as fuck to see. Imagine you like put your passion behind. So imagine the Jaam goes on tour.
That's like, wow.
And we go to like a different city and someone call Alan talking about, we found a dead body in your front door. What are you talking about?
Like that's genuine. Like seeing like Justin Bieber have like two niggas tied up in the back of a Suburban. Like like in a way, I was that surprised. I was like, wait, you're a singer.
Why did you jump to that?
Because genuinely,
no, that's actually wild. You can't even think about that.
It's that wild. I'm like, I listen to your music. What you mean you got a dead body in a Tesla?
That's like, imagine you were like the Weeknd.
Nuts, bro.
I hope that everything gets solved in an adequate manner, and I hope David didn't do nothing.
Yeah, I hope he didn't do shit, bro.
I really didn't, because that shit is morbid as fuck. Another thing that was morbid, transitions of doom. My reaction when I seen the latest Breakfast Club episode. And that's no shade to Charlemagne in particular, because I fuck with Charlemagne.
Shout out
sometimes
Charlemagne
be on his shit sometimes. Sometimes he be making me mad. But we let Ben Shapiro on, and I remember the first time I figured out about it. I don't remember when the episode aired. It was a couple days ago because they were just dropping the clips about it. it made me, I had a morbid reaction because I was like, I seen that he was posted up, taking pictures and everything. Gotta be amicable to a guest. But I'm like, I know it's Ben Shapiro, someone who's been paying attention to this nigga for like a decade. I really wish he wasn't on a black space right now.
That man has doomed a whole entire generation.
Oh,
like literally.
Just by lying. Yeah. I didn't see the clips or anything. I remember you dropped the link to it. And as much as I'm all for the, hey, we got to get every perspective to like, we can't just be like splitting sides and Dems versus this and that. Guys, we have to look at the state of everything.
Fuck your perspective, nigga.
Ben Shapiro don't care about none of you.
I was gonna say my main issue with it is not that we should never hear what the right wing is saying, because they're going to construct their own arguments and everything.
For sure.
The problem with having a Ben Shapiro and platforming a nigga like him is not in and of itself the platforming, it's the preparation you have to do for the platforming.
Yeah.
So if a nigga like Ben Shapiro can be intelligent on his own, but Ben Shapiro is also a media personality who's been in this shit for over like a decade, and he has a bunch of money behind him. So all they really need to do is just pour money into digging for whatever information he needs to know to come up offhand to manipulate some shit, and then he can just run. And if you have nothing to stop, bro, then I'm looking in the comment section being like, this is exactly why I agree with Ben. Ben did, you guys aren't ready to have this conversation. They're pointing out how unprepared it seemed like everyone on the Breakfast Club seen that when it came to having the conversation. I'm like, I don't even think they were unprepared. This nigga just has talking points rehearsed down pack, and if you don't have every single rabbit hole where he could be misrepresenting, then it's hard to pin him down on anything.
Ben Shapiro been doing this. Ben Shapiro been going to colleges and
he been doing this,
and doing that shit since I was a fucking kid.
Yeah,
and the biggest thing with that is, like you said, there's nothing wrong with having the conversation, but I think a big thing is there's a time and place, and this is not the time to be platforming Ben Shapiro on the Breakfast Club.
And also,
let's be real.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, unless of course you're going to decimate that nigga.
Yeah.
Which we weren't prepared for, it didn't seem like. So I'm going to point an example of how easy it is for the nigga to just move. We might need to pause a little bit through this, because I don't want to watch the full thing. It's a pretty long clip. But I'll let you know when to pause. But yeah, this is a clip where he's talking about Palestine and Israel. And he's Jewish, and he's also like the biggest Israel defender on the planet. So let's get into the clip, because it pissed me off.
You understand why people are upset about what Israel is doing?
I mean, I certainly understand that conflict is incredibly ugly, and when you look at pictures, particularly drone pictures of wrecked areas, then it's very
kids being killed.
I mean, any conflict,
civilians, casual civilians.
Any conflict.
I mean, yes. Although I will say, obviously, that I believe that Israel has been as meticulous as any army in history in terms of its tactics in urban warfare, and the numbers bear this out. And again, I know people who've had their legs blown off going specifically house to house when Israel had complete air superiority. If Israel just didn't care about civilian casualties, they would have leveled the place October 8th.
Can we stop?
And they did not.
What the fuck are we talking about?
I'd have stopped his ass right there. Like, no, we're not talking about all the other wars. No, we're talking about this one in particular.
Just said that Israel has been one of the most meticulous armies in the world when it comes to trying to avoid civilian casualties, because if they really wanted to, they could have just leveled the entire place one day after October 7th. And because they haven't done that, that means that they're not committing a genocide.
It almost... what were you saying?
No, go ahead.
I see a lot of people who be defending Israel with, like, they always do, like, you notice with Ben, the first thing he basically dodged the whole thing when it came to kids dying. Like, oh no, it's just conflict.
Any conflict.
They really try to minimize this tragedy, like kids aren't dying.
There's
always conflict.
They're
and tragedy and war. What are we speaking?
They're so meticulous that AP reporting the other day called into question Israel's attack on Gaza hospital when they killed 5 journalists. I'm going to link this in the description. But it says, new evidence shows Israeli army struck a hospital 4 times without warning and used explosive tank shells. This hospital was also, it says the Associated Press, this is from CBC, the Associated Press reporting into an Israeli attack on Gaza Strip hospital last week that killed 22 people, including 5 journalists, raises serious questions about Israel's rationale for these strikes and how they were carried out. Among killed was in the August 25th attack. It happened on August 25th. Was 33-year-old Miriam Daga, who worked for the AP and other news organizations. They said Israeli forces struck a position well known as a journalist gathering point because a military official said they believed a camera on the roof was being used by Hamas to observe troops.
Okay, nigga.
The official cited suspicious behavior and unspecified intelligence, but the only detail given was that there was a towel on the camera and the person with it, which the army interpreted as an effort to avoid identification. The AP gathered new evidence indicating that the camera in question was actually belonged to a Reuters video journalist who routinely covered his equipment with a white cloth to protect it from scorching sun and dust, which is a normal practice in the area. And they bombed a hospital 4 times without warning and killed them. The most meticulous army on the face of planet that's trying to avoid civilian casualties.
Like, despise that one nigga. What was that dude's name?
Xavier DeRusso, bitch ass.
Bro, I hated that video so much is because, like, you go there and you say, oh, look at all the aid. Look at all the aid. First of all, they're not letting the aid go through.
He says that later too. He's like, oh yeah, they're shipping in so much aid.
They were waiting.
You mean that they're holding? They're withholding the aid from those people.
The aid that 100 organizations that are supposed to deliver the aid are accusing them of blocking them.
Why are we trying to? The big thing is what he's doing. Why are we trying to rationalize something that isn't rational? We're just
because that's where he's ideologically aligned, and it's very dangerous. Because if you don't know enough about this shit and you let the nigga keep talking, you let somebody who's defending a genocide just say the shit. Let's continue. There was a couple more things I wanted to get to before we just move on from him because he makes me sick.
Right, they've been going house to house. They've been moving populations. Obviously, all of this is ugly. There's no such thing as a pretty war, particularly in an urban environment. And could things be done differently, or should they be done differently? In case-by-case situations, I'm sure, yes. I mean, again, war is very ugly. But this sort of large-scale accusations that have been made that Israel doesn't care about civilians or that Israel has been attempting a genocide, that's just factually untrue.
Okay, but the world's leading association of genocide.
I want to pause
Jesus
right here.
Fucking Christ. So it's not like bombing hospitals. This ain't the first time they bombed a hospital.
Holding aid.
Weak ass argument.
Didn't they have like it was a story that came out that like was it 1,600 or like 16,000 babies or some shit like that would have starved to death because they weren't getting aid.
Yeah, and didn't they led them to like the strip and then they like ended up bombing it?
There's been reports of Israel shooting at people trying to get aid, blocking the aid. You have this where they bombed known journalist points. They're not even allowing independent journalists on the ground in Gaza to document whether or not there's war crimes, the extent to which the genocide is happening, the extent to which the Israeli military doesn't care about civilians. Because they do this shit and they'd be like, oh, it was a mistake. And sorry, and then Ben Shapiro sits on the fucking thing and be like, well, they could have done, some things could have been done differently for sure. Yeah, there's no such thing as, why are you obfuscating so much?
No, exactly.
Why are you being pushy?
Why aren't you actually
stand on the
going
shit?
Into it? Like,
nigga, if you're ideologically aligned with Israel fucking doing what they're doing, then stop. There's no such thing as a bad war. You know, because it looks horrible.
And then let's talk about it. There's no difference in being like, oh yeah, they would have leveled it in October. They're leveling it now.
They're leveling it now.
No difference.
I was gonna say, since when did time clock matter for fucking genocide?
And for
whether
war,
we're
talking about
he brings up the mention of the definition when it comes to destroying whole or in part an ethnic group or religious group or anything like that. That's very key to the definition of genocide. When does it say that it must be completed in 5 months? When does it say that it must be completed the day after one inciting event? A lot of things could snowball if you understand how time and military and history works, right? It doesn't always start as one thing, but it could start as one thing. Except for the fact that we heard them saying they wanted to do this one thing for years before. Yeah. So like
they've been saying.
And then there's one more thing that I want to talk about because he talks about the International Association of Genocide Scholars who just came out and finally said that Israel is committing a genocide, and he takes issue with it. And I want to explain this is why you don't let niggas like this on this platform unless you're ready to check them. Go ahead.
The genocide scholars has declared that Israel is committing genocide in Gaza based off the pure definition of.
Well, it's not actually. If you read their actual study, it's not based on the quote unquote pure definition of genocide. They don't actually even define genocide in the document, and they basically went out to their membership, but they didn't go out to the entire membership. They went out to a generic membership. It is very easy to join the International Association of Genocide Scholars. In fact, there were several people yesterday who just signed up and were immediately admitted, even though they have no actual background in genocide. The question is not whether some sort of coterie of people who call themselves experts in an issue are quote unquote experts on the issue. The question is whether the definition is met. The definition of genocide is not met in Gaza by any stretch of the imagination. And you can cite to me, a group that I hadn't heard of until 2 seconds ago, and nobody had heard of until 2 seconds ago, that voted in a particular way. That doesn't make a difference definitionally.
Okay.
So basically, he's just trying to like denounce the entire shit.
What
Go ahead.
what Ben Shapiro is, and you're probably gonna add on to it. What he is just
A bitch ass nigga.
He is just a decent talker. Because if you see what he was just doing in here, he was running in circles. He was like, "Oh, we have to think about the definition of genocide. You know how easy it is to join the association of that.
The
Just
people,
running in circles, bro.
the people that made this, I don't even know who they are.
So
what?
let's go over what happened. So the International Association, this is what I was going to say. You have to know all this offhandedly, and I only found this out after looking this up because I had no idea what the fuck he's talking about. The International Association for Genocide Scholars is a nonprofit like organization, and I believe they have like around 500 members, and they've been on record calling different historical events genocides before in the past, and they didn't come out and say it about this until just now. And as soon as they came out, Ben Shapiro and Israel defenders immediately try to find anything wrong with what's going on. So what happened was that group sent out a resolution calling it a genocide to their 500 members that they have. 28% of them responded and voted like in their actual thing, and they voted, and of those 28%, 86% of those voted yes to saying like it's a genocide and everything, right? Mind you, and then I went and looked at the criteria for joining the IAGS and whatever the shit they had a problem with. It was just a $30 fee. So then a bunch of people who are pro-Israel started joining the organization and being like, look, anybody can join. And that's how it defeats the credibility. Except for the fact that they, according to the organization, they wanted to make the joining criteria not as stringent because they want to have representation from people who are not just ivory tower like academics.
Yeah. Right.
But if I'm joining a group, say I paid $30 to join a group, and they say occasionally we're going to be voting on certain things or whatever, cool. Unless I know actually what is in the letter of the law that we're actually discussing, and I have a background in that thing, I don't think your average random nigga who joined from 4chan trying to make a joke is going to be voting on a resolution about an ongoing like conflict with war crimes unless you know what's happening on the ground.
Right.
And even if I accept that anybody could join this shit and just skew it the way they wanted to, why didn't they do that at any point before just now?
Yeah,
right.
This shit been happening, the latest iteration of this shit been happening for at least the last 2 years. So why didn't immediately after October 7th, a bunch of Israeli people join and be like, it's not a genocide? Or a bunch of people from the Middle East, or a bunch of people from Iran, or a bunch of people from Palestine join and be like, it's a genocide now. Why didn't that happen? Because it's almost like this organization's been around since the 90s. It was founded in 1994.
So there was no question before.
There was no
question at all.
Hubbub about up until right now.
I don't even know who these people are.
So people were joining yesterday, and that's the reason why, it don't even really matter about the... And if you don't know about the fact... If you don't know about the fact that this organization has been here, or the fact that, yeah, it could have easy joining criteria, but that didn't seem to be a problem in any of the other world conflicts that were even on Israel's side that they were calling out, was calling like, that's genocidal intent when people in Iran was saying stuff about Israel. It almost is like the organization might be a little objective until it disagrees with you.
Yeah, until it doesn't support your narrative. And I'm going to be so real. If I'm paying $30, nigga, my shit is credible. I'm paying $30, not cheap, nigga. My shit is credible, bro.
So then they shut down their like thing for like people joining everything, because a bunch of people, especially after seeing this and after they came out and said it was a genocide, started flooding it, trying to join it to make a point. But that wasn't what was happening beforehand.
Exactly.
And that's not like a criteria to necessarily say that everything that went into that doesn't make sense. And even if you're going to say, 28% of the members voted, have you heard of a presidential election? What do you think is the American turnout in presidential election? Everybody ain't voting that, but Trump is still sitting in that White House.
Right. Is his presidency in question? It should be.
It's very easy to talk fast and say.
Exactly.
That's why I hate this nigga, because he will literally, when unchecked,
yapping,
if you didn't know, because I know when that statement came out, someone at the Daily Wire poured however much money. Let's get to the bottom of this right now. And gave him every fucking little talking point he needed to say about to counter why it's not a genocide.
Yeah, and the worst part is, like we were saying in the beginning, how can people at the Breakfast Club kind of defend against that when you have someone who's been getting paid and funded since you started.
Yeah, bro.
Been
you
getting
got to be on your
been
P's
had
and Q's
It's
with
hard.
people like that.
It literally is. I'm seeing. I remember I seen another clip. We don't have to continue watching this one, but I seen another clip. We was talking about like pro-life versus pro-choice, and like the argument is so unconvincing.
so dumb.
But he just says it confidently and he says it fast. And if you are not as prepared as he is, as a nigga who's made this a career forever, it's easy to get that
You're
clip.
done. Especially just saying big words. And then on top of it, it's really the reaction of the audience that kind of dictates if you win this shit and will believe you, in a sense of like, you see a lot of older people being convinced by going to YouTube Shorts, seeing all types of things. When you see a clip like Ben Shapiro talking in circles, saying these big words, and you're like, he's actually making sense. When in actuality, he's not saying.
He ain't saying
and
that.
now you're convincing all these other people, oh, maybe we should put this in court. But that's actually not the case.
Exactly.
That's why you should not put a Ben Shapiro on the Breakfast Club.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say.
Anybody that has his type of ideology.
I was gonna say, yeah, like there needs to be an argument made. There can be an argument had about whether or not we should even platform anyone with these ideologies. Come seeing where Jubilee's taking it and everything.
Jesus
like,
Christ, they had black man versus black woman the other day.
If you're going to,
lying.
I'm dead ass.
Did they?
Yes, black man versus black woman.
Fucking CIA operation.
Yeah, exactly.
But like, if you're going to have somebody in those spaces, especially if you're going to have them in a black space that's kind of like trying to share different thoughts, hear different perspectives, then you better be ready to challenge that bitch wholeheartedly, even if that makes them mad, even if that makes them want to storm out the interview, because that's what the time period is calling for. These niggas just sitting here saying anything. And I think that another example of people saying anything and that internet mob kind of forming on people is been the entirety of the conversation surrounding Angel Reese.
Bro, been the conversation.
And that shit never stopped. It's so annoying. It almost feels sometimes like the transition points are disconnected. But the same internet mobs that will blindly be like, Ben Shapiro is right about this shit, are the same ones that was calling her a monkey like a few seconds ago.
Exactly.
The same ones that kind of never let the human element come through, even if there is fault or like shit.
Yeah.
You wanted to talk a lot about Angel Reese, because I've been hearing some shit.
There's multiple things. I just told y'all I found out about another thing that happened, but the main thing that happened with Angel Reese is she ended up getting suspended for half the game. I'm like, wait, why did she get suspended?
For half the game, half the season.
Half the game. Half the game. And then she was injured, so she hasn't played.
Oh, okay.
So she ended up saying in a press conference, she was saying, I'd like to be here for my career. She's talking about the Chicago Sky. But if things don't pan out, obviously I might have to move in a different direction and do what's best for me. And everyone was going crazy over just that one thing. And then she said, Reese told the media that she wouldn't be settling for the same shit we did this year. We have to get good players. We have to get great players. That's a non-negotiable for me. I'm willing and wanting to play with the best, and however I can to help to get the best there. That's what I'm going to do this offseason, she said. Basically saying we need better players and a better team.
Angel Reese is the best player on that team. So why not build your team around her?
And then on top of it, let's talk about it from a business and a media standpoint. I think Angel Reese has more of a say-so when you're a star player of the team, not only from skill, but in the sense of a marketing standpoint of like, Angel Reese is a walking celebrity. Angel Reese can bring sales in. Now we're suspending her for half of a game because she said we need better players.
I'm about to say, and she even mentioned the off season, which alludes to even if they're not signing better players, she's probably going to work with the players that they have now to get them better,
right?
Because they had a pretty bad season, yeah.
They went 10-32. They need better players.
They just want to ring players with her, with Angel Reese there. The same person was Angel Reese on the team when the Sky won the ring the other year.
Was she?
I'm pretty sure she won a ring with them. If not, they just won a ring like the other season. So I would understand why your star player like expects greatness out of your organization and probably not pleased with like a 10-30 something season.
Right.
I also understand though from an organization perspective where
college. She got a ring in college.
Oh, she got a ring in college. Okay. When did the Sky the Chicago Sky, I'm pretty sure just won like a championship like a few seasons ago.
I have to check that.
And I'm gonna Google it. But my thing is, I can understand from an organizational standpoint where they're like, oh, it could come off as disrespectful. But like, wasn't it a meme this entire time that like LeBron picks his like team? Like the moment you fucking up and playing bad, like that nigga LeBron go get in the back. Like,
bro,
all right, cool.
That's literally the meme. I think Bron, I don't know word from word, but I know Bron was on a press conference that was just saying like, bro,
2021 they won.
2021.
Was she on the team then?
I don't know if she was on the team then. She might have still been in school, but 2021. Yeah, I'd be hungry as the best player on that team too to get it back.
To get it back. Bro, Bron has literally been in interviews talking about, like we just didn't play well. Like we just need not only better players, but I think better direction. I think he was talking about better direction, but also it's alluding to the same thing of like there needs to be a change. And all Angel Reese said is we need a change. But this is another thing of, oh my God, we hate Angel Reese so much that any little thing she says in the media is okay. Yeah, you
villain.
Need to be
they turn into the villain with it.
It's so bad. Even the like a WNBA exec was like, oh no, she just needs to get like traded. Like she should get traded because of just like the hate she has gotten from Chicago and just from in general.
So you mean to tell me you're the best player on the team, you're advocating for the team to be better, and the GM of that team is threatening to trade you?
You're not only the best player. She's had like record break. She's been like by herself.
Double.
I even seen like even after I didn't see a lot of Caitlin Clark highlights this year because I feel like she had a down season, didn't she?
I think she got injured too. Right?
Yeah,
she got injured.
She got injured as well.
She's out for the whole season.
Damn.
Yeah,
So I've been seeing nothing but Angel Reese doing like historical shit, still like at record-setting pace. This is not just like traditionally the best player on your team. This is like your franchise right now.
Yeah.
You should be traded.
You should not only be traded, but let's suspend you for what you said. I'm actually
I'm gonna like
insane,
let's
bro.
suspend you for half a game for what you said.
for what you said, bro.
Yeah.
And the thing is why I get so I'm not only tired of the reaction from the public, but I'm more so tired of the reaction from the WNBA. Because what you're doing is giving more people an incentive to hate on this girl. Because not only like we're saying she's a star girl in your team, she should deserve this treatment of like a Brian. Probably not to the fullest extent, but that privilege so to speak. Because you bring in sales, you've made records for our team, you damn near could bring us to a ring. No, let's suspend you because we don't care, because we want to go on this narrative that we don't like you and the media doesn't like you. That's what sells.
If I can bring up an example, it was like I remember it was a pitcher on the Mets, on the New York Mets. I forget his name, but he wasn't really having that good of a season. He wasn't really that big of a pitcher either, like that good of a pitcher. And the Mets were doing really bad. And he goes to the media like right after a game and he's like, "We got the worst team in baseball. Like this shit is like horrible. We got the worst." Right? And niggas was like, "Whoa!" I think he got like immediately cut from the team or some shit after that. Because I'm like, "Damn, so he got the worst."
Nigga, we suck.
He's like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's like." I was like, "Yeah, we suck." And they got him the fuck out of there. But like the best player on the Mets right now is that nigga Juan Soto, who just signed that $765 million deal.
700 what?
$765 million they gave him for 15 years. For 15 years, yeah, they gave him $765 million. In the beginning of the season, he was doing bad, and everybody was dragging him. 760 for this, da-da-da. This nigga been having a generational season. They were trying to allude, saying he doesn't even like his time in New York. He was talking to the other New York team that he just left from before. And he's been loving it. He's been doing good and all that shit. Shut up.
Yep.
Did we talk about trading Juan Soto? Maybe some pundit somewhere was like, yeah, you know, this is crazy. You can't be disrespecting this team like this. He don't even look like you having fun. But where we actually was a GM talking about best player on the team, $760 million. We should trade him for what he said. Let's suspend him for a game for what he said. You couldn't even fathom that.
What are we talking about?
Nope.
What would happen if Caitlin Clark said the same thing, bro? Let's be real.
If Caitlin Clark
said the same thing,
who's y'all Steph Curry,
let's get rid of everybody.
If Caitlin Clark just had a record-breaking season and was on all the highlights and shit, and she went on the meetings like, it was a really rough year. I think we just really need to make improvements. We really need best players. Our team needs to do the best. I want to stay here, but like we can't.
Look at her being a team player.
Look at her being a leader. Yeah. They really need to figure it out. They haven't been gone they haven't been good since they got her, and they're wasting her talent.
Caitlin Clark said that they'd go to Lithuania and get 5 new star players.
You know what they need to do? The GM needs to come together with Caitlin Clark and they need to build a team around her, man.
Why are they not protecting their star?
Wait. Did you say Angel Reese said the same thing? Fuck that.
We need to protect our white.
Yeah. Like, and the reason why, and the thing is, I would hear it more if we didn't already have a track record with Angel Reese of her doing the same thing that niggas don't even care about for like the NBA or for white people and getting dragged for it. They still drag her for creating something doing this. Jaam Morant did the gun thing and they made a whole thing about that and then they still forgot about it because it's Jaam Morant.
Yeah, it's
and then,
that's
the privilege that you don't get. Here's the best thing.
They acting like it's some...
Here's the best thing about Jaam Morant. Strip club, guns on IG Live, puts a gun, be like this on a court. We have memed it. Now we're
because you actually don't care. Just like you actually don't care about
because be real, this is another case of massage noir. Because if y'all niggas cared, y'all would have had the same energy for Jaam and any other
for anybody in sport who decides to be divisive or a villain or a bad guy or anything, because they're in every sport and we love all of them.
Yeah,
I think
motherfuckers gotta realize people are humans. Like, we're not robots. People have like different perspectives and everything.
What are we talking about? Like, Michael Porter Jr. was on Stream with Max. He's an NBA player. He was on Stream with Max, just saying, like, just calling women bitches. He was just saying, oh yeah, thought son or gay daughter. He was like, oh yeah, they both just as bad. And we're not
suspend him for what he said,
this, bro.
y'all would brag,
bro.
If I got on here and was like,
suspend him.
If I got on here and was like, y'all seen his podcast appearance? We should really consider suspending bro for what he said. Y'all would be losing it in these comment sections,
bro.
What? Because he said something that you don't like? You're asking the right questions, Bucko. Now, and I
question
think
y'all sexuality, gang. Dick ride.
And I think like the thing is. Sports in general kind of makes me sick sometimes because it really gets into that mindset where you don't allow people to be human, make mistakes or like hear a different perspective and everything. But that's not to say that that's always the best answer, because somebody who's been having a real human moment recently for the last few days is Young Thug.
Jesus
Christ. I can't.
I made that nigga, man.
God
did. I helped.
You done gave Wham 50 million. I'm like, bro, we talking?
So Thug been crashing, bro, and I feel very mixed about everything because I'm
it's
like
a mixed feeling for me too.
Because I'm like, it's true that I disagree with this whole thing where he should be going and dragging Gunna and standing on. He can't be a snitch and niggas not ratting when like we know what ended up going down with y'all. I got all caught up in some shit, and I feel bad for him because there's still the question of whether or not he was just having like an emotional spiral because he been in jail and XYZ. He's just waffling about people trying to get some shit off his chest. Or if it's like he's always felt this way. But I do think that the result of the words kind of is the same because I really feel bad for like Mariah right now.
Jesus Christ. And the thing too, it's like, when somebody's in jail for that long, and I think he said that they had him like 23-1.
Oh, 23 hours.
Yeah. So when you in that bitch for that long, and the only forms of communication is that phone, I mean, shit, you go yap about it.
Be real. What this is, bro, is nothing but an example of like, hey guys, we shouldn't be glorifying this street shit, this prison culture, because this is how you end up. You go, he was talking about how he was locked up for 23 hours and only let out for an hour. And he was talking about he was just losing his mind so much to the point where when he got on those phone calls, you just saying anything. And that's the purpose, because you aren't talking because you're locked in a cell for 23 hours.
It just connected with me. I think, am I going to finish the point that you were going to make?
Bro, go ahead. Finish them on.
The same logic is applied to like ratting or like cooperating with because keep in mind, the police and everybody can lie. They can do whatever tactics
they lie all the time.
They will do that.
Your buddy over there, he told on you, man.
Exactly.
You gonna tell too? Buddy ain't say
they be doing that psychological war. They will lock you in the room for hours or whatever. I know people who've like been through the thing, and even I've seen other people talk about like, well, I've been through something similar, and those conversations are usually just like, what's going on the outside, or y'all good? Like you don't got time to get into drama about other people. So I hear that as well. But my thing is, how is the rationale that they had me in there for 23-1, and that's the reason why I'm just kind of like, and I was feeling all these things and just saying it and letting it fly about people. But like, is that not what someone could say for why they ratted to get out of it? They had me in there
23-1, bro.
All type of shit. I'm believing all types of other shit or whatever. But y'all call that lame. Y'all call that, nah, you should have just stayed on it.
And then look what happened. You have all
inconsistent.
It's too inconsistent. All these phone calls linking, and it's making you look horrible, bro. Let's be real. And even this is how like psychological the shit go when it comes to just prison, is the fact of we still don't know. And he's saying that Gunna was the first person to take the plea deal. Why is there multiple people in YSL talking about, oh yeah, no, that wasn't the case. Oh yeah, I took the plea deal. No, he did. Like you just said, telling you one thing, telling you another. Playing games with you. Oh yeah, no, he did that. Saying something that wasn't even true. Messing your mind up to the point now we got Thug on a 3-hour interview spiraling and talking about, oh yeah, this snitching culture, like how y'all gonna like snitch on me and do this. You were telling for 3 hours.
Do we have a clip that we want to watch?
Let's watch this clip. This is basically a summary of his confession.
Yeah, because it's been going like viral as well.
We can go to it right now.
How the hell the prosecutor gonna spell prosecution wrong? What are you talking about? Nigga, I created you, nigga. Well, God created you, but I helped. The difference with me and Yak's situation is Yak in the interrogation room telling that Duke did the crime. Yeah. Not no bullshit, no funny shit in that.
Can we pause?
I'm about to say, can we pause right now? Because I didn't know that.
Can we please
Just
pause?
come understand that though.
Telling about how someone told and you're telling.
I think it was another it was a clip that came out. It was before, I think it was before the phone calls. I guess he was getting interrogated about some shit that had to do what I think, don't like quote me if I'm wrong, but it was like his homie Roscoe or somebody. It had to do something with like the shooting that involved Lil Wayne's bus.
Oh, I've heard about that.
So he got interrogated about that, and then I guess towards the end of that interrogation, he was like, "Oh yeah, you can just he said something like, "You can just call me and I'll tell you whatever you want, but just don't tell the world," or something like that. I'm like,
yo, and then he was saying, I don't know if it was that shooting, but he was saying
according to y'all, that's snitching. So
yeah, and I think he was saying that was like the first
thing
thing that kind of like set everything off.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if it was that, but it was similar to it.
We can continue the thing before we get into full thoughts.
Y'all to spin the police though. Just come understand that though. I don't understand that. Man, but them bitches is smart, bro. Bro, it's just like movies. Me and you go on high speed chasing, I hop out and run and you don't. All you can say is shit. Man, I know that young nigga from the hood. I don't even really know his name. He took the plea first. Gunna took the plea first. Should, because y'all still grown men. No matter what this nigga say, y'all grown men. Just like me. When he said why it was a game, the smartest thing for me to do is say, yeah, it is a game. Fuck it.
Pause. So in your rationale, right? You sat there and you saw Gunna say, "Yes, ma'am, YSL's a game." If right there you just said, "Okay, well, I mean, if he said it's a game, I guess it's a game." Why are you still mad at this nigga?
Why? Because I'm like, okay, you can be mad at bro if you think that on principle he fucked everything over, even though the story inconsistent because other people saying that they took XYZ too. Right. So I think it's bad to just put all the blame on your mans. But the moment that like it's already at a point where you can sit on an interview after and be like, yeah, bro said it, and now I'm like, damn, yeah. Okay, bro, well then we gotta let it be at this point.
At that point, let it go.
We gotta
now
let it
you
be at
on
this
your
point.
saying.
Because now I'm like, I'm seeing someone like Gunna who's still going on to thrive and everything. And that's cool to see. And I'm seeing the hurt that is coming from this side, and I'm like, damn, bro. Like this shit does not help at all. It makes him look crazy,
bro. It makes it worse.
And I can see in the moment when everything was going down, it's like you're in for a RICO charge. Gunna goes up there, says it's a gang. You're like, damn, this shit could make my shit go left, and I could be in jail for life. I understand why you're upset now. But according to this nigga, like, you can drop the shit, bro.
Yeah. You can drop it at this point. You can play it.
Seek love from niggas. Wait. Point in my career.
Hold on, can we rewind that real quick?
What?
Seek love from niggas.
Honestly, say, he stirred this pot. They can say, I'm glad you had that. They can say, the shit you were telling baby about P is like trying to break up a family. No, but from my point of view, the family it was never a family. Yeah, nigga, something.
How you know it's not a family between them?
Chili wing, hot pepper, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm too old, bro. I'm 47. I can't go sit in that motherfucker. So I be trying to tell these niggas like, damn, you 47? Yeah.
God damn. I'm like,
an asshole.
I'm pretty sure everybody want to see like Thug and everybody get back to like making music and being solid and everything. But it's like there's a lot of shit now that it's like there's a lot of shit now that didn't have to be like this.
I'm gonna keep it real, bro. Nobody cares about that snitching shit, bro. If you snitch, you didn't snitch, bro. Just drop the fucking music. Do something productive with your life. Yeah, come back to society.
It's crazy because now you're ruining for yourself because the narrative before everyone was hating on Gunna when he first got out and he dropped his tape. Then everyone was just like, bro, this tape
you see how that public opinion worked? That's why at the end of the day, you just gotta do, even if like the world might think a type way, you gotta do what you truthfully feel is right. And I feel like, in my opinion, because I don't know how you feel, but in my opinion, I think that's like sticking up with your homie, because I'm like, bro, you see how that internet game is used. It was on Gunna for a second, and now you did what you thought was right just for the world to tear your shit down.
Exactly. And even Fat Joe, which is a really solid dude, he was like, bro, I don't know, man. It's a snitch that dropped an album before, but that shit hard, nigga. I can't lie. I'm like, it's
drop the
music, bro.
And I think that snitch culture stuff and the way that we kind of handle it has to die. But something that I don't want to see die is the fashion world. Let's transition. We had a couple other things that we had a couple other things that we want to get into. I'm gonna bring up. We're gonna talk a little bit about Speed and the updates for Chicago because he was here. But we have similar trends being repeated in the fashion world. We've talked so much recently on this show about like not following waves and kind of like charting your own like style. And that's not just individualistic advice. That's advice for these brands and these companies as well, because we starting to bullshit here.
This is bullshit, bro.
It's a very, I'm not gonna lie, it's a very interesting thing because it's really mixed, but the overall issue is a problem and seeing the reflection of the marketing. I have to ask, is fashion dying, or is this in the case of a recession, right?
Recession indicator
of hell. Sydney Sweeney. So let's keep going.
That was a tipping point.
Literally. So right where we start off, right? So Paris Fashion Week is
Blue
about
eyes.
to happen. Blue eyes.
Paris Fashion Week.
We continue. Paris Fashion Week is coming up, and New York Fashion Week is coming up. And Mason Margiela just had a couture show probably like a couple months ago. And that was a big couture show because it was under new leadership. His name was Glenn Martins, because the previous creative director, John Galliano, sorry if I mispronounce your name, he ended up leaving. And Glenn Martins ended up coming in, which was one of my favorite creative directors because he was in The White Project. I always told y'all, and they shut it down. And his first show, not finna lie, was insane. It was like based off almost like a surrealism and kind of like art thing. It was like they had masks on. It literally looked like there was like straight art like painted on them. And I think it was a really good show because it not only paid homage to Mason Margiela because of just the style of their shows, but I also think it was a nice twist with Glenn Martin's touch on it. I think it was a very contemporary, nice show. So then after that, right, they end up dropping this shoot with Miley Cyrus, which I was very surprised to see.
J's on my feet, Miley Cyrus.
Miley Cyrus,
Margiella's
Hannah
on my feet.
Montana. I was very surprised to see Hannah Montana on Mason Margiela, because if y'all didn't know, Mason Margiela started in 1988. And since 1988, they never had a celebrity shoot ever.
They've never done a celebrity shoot.
This is their first celebrity shoot they've ever done. Can we go to one of the first pictures? We'll just go through all these pictures.
Oh, they did shoot with Miley.
Miley. There was a lot of things. Mind you.
What the
yeah. She has no clothes on. This is all painted.
Why is she always doing that? The wrecking ball was the last time this happened.
I was about to say, bro,
all
she just
painted.
hit this shit with a wrecking
Crazy.
ball.
They said, all right, we got something. That's just painted
picture.
on?
Yeah, just painted on it. We can stay
Whoever
on
did
this
paint
one.
that, though, was crazy.
It looks like she's like in an art piece.
It almost looks like she's 2D a little bit.
Yeah.
It looks crazy, right? It even reminds me, and if y'all have the time at home, y'all should go see the last Mason Margiela show. It reminds me a bit of that, I'm not going to lie.
That's fire.
But the thing is with this, right? So Margiela as a brand is known for the anonymous, the mysterious, being that independent brand that you know is true to the vision. And they're so anonymous that Mason Margiela did no interviews. No one knew the nigga, basically. He probably did like a couple, but he didn't really do interviews.
Oh, shit.
His design team is anonymous because he believed that it's not based off of just one person. It's the craft of everyone. So there should be no focus. Therefore, no interviews. Therefore, anonymous
Get
brand.
on the jam.
Get on the bro. We got Mason Margiela.
If Margiela makes an exception for the jam, we have to go buy lottery tickets.
Yeah. On Jesus.
What the fuck Powerball, nigga? What it been?
What are we talking about? That nigga will have us in like a big ass egg or something.
Put that nigga in darkness, voice changer, nigga.
They come in with a Venta Black. Can't
So
even see this
stupid, bro. So basically, they're known for kind of that mysterious brand throughout these years, and everyone is buying the brand for that, and which I thought was super dope. And that's why with Miley Cyrus being here, it was the craziest thing seeing it, because it's like, oh wow, y'all are like taking it's out of left field. Y'all are taking that like approach. And the photographer who took these photos is Paulo Reverse. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Reversery. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your last name. I tried before the pod.
He was practicing.
I was practicing, gang.
Paulo Reverse.
Don't even.
I feel like this happens all the time. I practice, them cameras going. Swear to God. But he was the photographer of this. He's a very known photographer in the fashion world. He's been doing this for over 50 years. He's done shit for Vogue, Vanity Fair, and a lot of... I like his photography a lot because it's not a conventional style. It's almost like a dream, like contemporary, just an unorthodox style of photography. And you see it like this.
It looks two-dimensional.
You see not only just the paint on her, which I think was it was to pay homage to Margiela, because Margiela had made this technique. It's a specific painting technique he made.
I've seen
in
them on the shoes.
It's on the tabbies. Yeah, it's on the tabby boots where it was kind of white. It's that distraction with that black paint. And I kind of like how they did that to her, and you see the lighting and the shadows.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It still pays homage to that mystique of the brand, because it's not like you're looking at this like, damn, that's Miley Cyrus, because that wasn't even y'all.
I didn't. Yeah, I thought. You want to know what it reminds me of?
Somebody.
It reminds me of the screen. It reminds me of the screen painting, I believe, from Vincent Van Gogh. Is it Vincent Van Gogh?
Oh, she taking it back in the days.
Yeah, and it kind of like the paint on it kind of makes it look like there's like a mesh dress or something, but there's no dress
but it's
there.
not there. It's nothing
looks
there.
so
And then
cool.
on top of it, like you almost see like the white line streak from her hair. And I think that wasn't even painted on. I think it's because of the lighting. Like you see, it's a black and white thing, but you see the shadows over Paris. Bro,
Wait, have y'all played Spider-Man?
No, I haven't played Spider-Man.
Which one?
You know Mr. Negative?
I feel like I've heard of Mr. Negative.
Oh, you talking about the black
niggas that
suit?
be having the suit?
Yeah, I remember.
That reminds me of that, yeah.
I feel what you mean because of the coloring. Can we go to the next picture? Crazy. That's still more work on shadows. I think they did it
like
ridiculous. Top crazy, bag is insane.
It doesn't look real.
It doesn't look real.
It's so cool.
That's why I meant of like the dream-like style, even like that
Nigga
background.
painting in 4D and shit.
Literally, the background even looks like a painting. Like it's just ridiculous.
The background looks like a painting. The like lighting, the shadows are not like. It looks
They're
like
not,
the
conventional.
Have you seen
It's
that thing
not.
where they said, I think it happens in Hawaii, where like the sun is directly overhead and it gets rid of the shadows.
and
like
you can't see
floating.
no shadows.
There's
yeah.
shadows there, but the way it is, it kind of looks like it's like she's like not in a real background. It's
No,
so
it's not.
cool.
It looks
and the
very
bag
fake,
too.
and it looks like a painting. Can we go to the next one? Ridiculous, man. This
Nah,
I saw this,
No, they
and
snap.
I
They
was
snap.
like,
No, they snap.
"Yo," I was like, "Oh, so that's how you feeling, bro?"
Yeah,
I'm
they
like,
snap. They snap.
ridiculous. The coat is fire. I like how they didn't have any bottoms. You still have the little small heels with the
Yeah.
bag to the side, and even the work on shadows. You see it with her collars and damn near like the half face up.
The choicing to make the lettering like
Crazy.
white and it doesn't pop out from the background. It kind of blends in. That's fire.
And then even with this, they made this black and white, and you still see on the background. That's what kind of makes it almost look fake, because the background almost looks like a painting in itself.
Yeah.
blending in, both still giving that mystique dream.
And did they drop? They dropped this with Miley Cyrus like unannounced. They just
unannounced. Just
that's
dropped.
crazy.
Is there another
nuts.
picture? Because we could just go through this whole thing.
Yep.
Crazy.
Jesus.
Crazy as
Christ.
hell. That's fire. I like
Jam's gonna have that type of pull. We just gonna drop no announcement.
I'm telling you, it's
The
about to get
Jam?
quick.
Can we go to the next one?
Oh shit. Nuts.
Fire.
That's
Bro, I
crazy.
really messed with that
like that
dress.
black
That
was
dress is
so
crazy.
It
The black too is really
even the
crazy.
effect. I think they almost probably isolated the saturations when it came to the body, because you can see the color, but it almost looks like a black and white to the face.
Yeah.
And I still think that's intentional, still giving off that, we don't want you to know this is Miley Cyrus, but at the same time, if you know, you know.
Yeah.
And I think this was mixed, because I saw people love this photo shoot, and I saw some people question it, because it's like, dang, have we really got to the point where even a Margiela that has been based off this and people have bought the brand for that and they had their values in that has even almost stepped low to have a celebrity shoot because that's what the market is saying right now. And then there's some people who were like, yo, I think this is really cool. And where I fall in line to is I think for Margiela overall, and I'll get to more why it's a big problem, a big overarching issue, but for Margiela, I think it was a cool move. At first, I was like, I don't know, but I think it was a cool move because I still think the photographer did an amazing work. I think that was the perfect photographer.
That's what I was going to say is I don't think that, at least where I
didn't make
fall.
her like any creative director or anything?
No,
they just did a photo shoot.
Just shoot.
Okay,
Yeah, and
okay.
I think maybe she might be an ambassador, but I think it's just the shoot.
And I was gonna say that's my thing is I don't see that big of a problem just because like there's no hate to Miley Cyrus or the photographer because at the end of the day,
We love Hannah Montana.
the work is good. The problem is the broader, I think, like industry shift towards like instead of this is our brand and it's for our brand and we're just gonna like build the shit or whatever, you get to break through to that mainstream market and let's go get a pop star, let's go get a rapper, let's go get somebody who isn't like a creative director in this and usually make them creative director. I'm happy that they did this.
Like
that.
And then on top of it, I think it was the perfect transition in leadership because I messed with it so much because they still paid homage to Margiela. They still paid homage to the techniques, the values of the brand. But I still think this was a perfect transition in leadership because, okay, like we changed creative directors now. Now it's a whole different form of leadership. But I think it was perfect because he still kept the values of Margiela, but at the same time, this is my twist. This is what I bring to this brand, and y'all will see this when it comes up. And I think it was perfect.
That's good. I think that's good.
But
I could see them doing like a lot more celebrity photo shoots and keeping that original Mason Margiela look to it. That'll be nice.
Now, what I think, now this is the bad thing of this. Like you just said, they probably will do more, but also I wonder to the extent what they'll do more, but the overarching issue of the overall saturation when it comes to celebrity shoots and it's mixing celebrities with the brand more than they need to. And what this is the exploitation of parasocial relationships, bro. Let's get into
Bang
it.
out the bar.
Why it's exploiting that parasocial relationship? Because recent news we've seen SZA became the artistic director of Vans.
I love some of the SZA songs. What the fuck does he know about skating shoes? No, I love SZA, right?
SZA's the GOAT.
This is the thing. Cause you put niggas in a bad position. Because now when you do shit like this, right? I want what I ideally would like to see, especially when it comes to fashion and when it comes to like these celebrities being made creative directors or brand ambassadors or like all type of shit, is I want to see, like, obviously you don't want the brand integrity to be ruined, but I do want to see like what they bring to it, what like artistic flair they put in. I don't think SZA is on there to actually spearhead any like redevelopment in something that messes with her. Maybe they give her a colorway or something like that. But like when you do that, you get the people who are like, oh, I love SZA, so I must love this thing. But that's not, are you actually incorporating that person in a way that's equitable, or is it just using the fact that they have a big following? Which 10 times out of 10 is what it is.
And that's really what it is.
This is what I think, right? And even though Tyler Creator has his own brand, if Tyler Creator did something with Vans, reasonable. If like Earl Sweatshirt did something with Vans, you could see that.
I could see it.
SZA, I don't know. I don't know about that.
You can see Tyler, one, because Tyler has had his shoes since he started with Chucks.
And the majority of his fan base for a long time
has been skateboarding.
Like been skateboarding, because when him and Odd Future was up, they was all skating. They was all biking. They was all in that LA culture of skating. So that makes sense. But back to what you said, right? When SZA was announced the artistic director of Vans, everyone was saying, oh my God, this looks so crazy. This looks so crazy. Even me and you were outside like question like, damn, she might do good. But then also you have to question that line of thinking. Why do you think that? You think that because you like SZA as not only a person, but you mess with SZA's music. You have to think, okay, if SZA's there, what am I realistically gonna get from Vans when SZA? Am I gonna get a whole new silhouette? No, you're gonna get a new colorway with maybe some laces.
Yeah.
Because let's be real, let's look at
SZA
Vans.
lyrics on the bottom of the screen.
Fucking Crybaby on the back, embedded in the shit. Like, what are we talking about? And we have to look at the incentive too. Vans stock price plummeted. It's bad.
Hey.
They have this crazy sale.
I ain't been hearing shit from Vans.
Yeah, bro,
Hell
they have
no.
this sale where it was like $35 for a Vans. And y'all remember how it used to be when we was kids. We was getting Vans. That's how you know it's dropped that much. And when you have when you go to extreme lengths like this because your sales are dropping and you want to have sales, that's when you have an American Eagle ad.
Yeah.
That's when you have that. And
I was going to say,
uh-huh.
again, I don't want it to be, because we're kind of people who do creative work, artistic work in a sense, I guess, like shit that's not traditional, right?
Yeah.
And you never want to get in a thing where you're like, you shouldn't go get bread off the talents that you have. That's why it's never going to be a diss to SZA or like a Miley Cyrus, because I'm like, you have talents, obviously. The reason why it's a diss to like the brands is because I feel like you're copping out. We've seen very recently this trend of, all right, let's get a celebrity on that bitch.
Yeah.
And it's not because I'm sorry, if you're being honest
at all.
If you're being honest, yes, like Kendrick, SZA, Miley Cyrus, like Pharrell, all type of shit. Get your bread, do what you gotta do. Right? Cool. Design what you gotta design. All means. But the reason why that foot is in the door is not because these people are like, all right, we need some new inspiration for Vans. We need to take it in a different direction because our stock price is plummeting, right? And capitalism means that if our price is going down, then we're not making the best product.
Right.
Let's find a way to make our product better. No, let's put SZA in front of it.
Let's do exactly. And
so then you can recuperate all that bread. You don't got to change shit about your
and
product.
then you're gonna be right back in the same spot again, looking for another celebrity.
Literally. Again and again.
Ariana Grande with Vans.
Are we tired yet? Bro, this shit getting so wild. I wouldn't be surprised if I saw JD Vance next to him.
JD Vance on Vans.
I wouldn't be surprised.
JD Vans.
I wouldn't. JD Vance. I wouldn't be surprised if dude has some jumbo laces with a Trump embedded sticker of him sucking dick. I wouldn't be surprised.
Gold-plated dick print on the side of the fucking Trump shoe. JD Vans.
JD Vans on the outsole and shit.
Greenland on the tongue.
If
Do not come here.
If you want to ride dick like JD Vance, ride the skateboard.
You gotta have grip.
That's really what it'll come down to, bro.
That's really weird. So it's like I never want to drag like the artist.
Exactly.
Though, but it's like
Get your
monies.
Get your bread. It not only promotes mediocrity when it comes to making things, but also it gives such a bad capitalism vibe, because in the sense of like, okay, SZA does drop that shoe, right? So you have that regular sale on a Vans that's 40. If SZA drops,
70,
that shit finna be 80, 100 because of the title, and it's a different color, not even the same syllable. What are we talking about?
No
Nothing.
new technology.
So I'm about to say,
You wanna
your
be
thing
so
better
real?
and shit?
Y'all
No.
wanna know what's gonna happen on this new Vans? They're gonna charge that bitch for $150. It's going to be a dark olive green with flowers on the side. How much do y'all wanna bet? How much do y'all wanna bet?
I cannot wait for it to come out.
Bro, I can't wait.
I cannot wait.
If he gets that right, I'm gonna die laughing.
I'm gonna die laughing.
Because my thing is, and that's what it is, it's fundamentally exploitation. The reason why we talk so much about like capitalism on this podcast is because I want y'all to start trying to think about things in broader context. It doesn't mean you gotta hate everything, because making money in and of itself is not anti-capitalism. I'm not gonna get into a whole like explanation of the shit, but I want y'all to think about that, because it is that exploitation of the parasocial relationship. That's usually what it is when they package deal anything to us via celebrity. So I can hear that when people are like, oh, they do everything. Cardi B got a meal at McDonald's. Kai Cenat got a meal at McDonald's. But if you think about what that is, that's fast food, in the sense that there is not much benefit there. You're just getting there because you're hungry. So they will do that shit. They will put that slop out there. Cool. When you're talking about things that's supposed to have like artistic reference or like a message behind it, yeah, you can partner up with those celebrities, but I'd much rather see these brands actually like go for it. Try like a different thing just with themselves, because what you're doing is you might do that, and then if you work with a celebrity, then you can capitalize on their fan base too. But chances are, if you a Vans, your price is going down, and it's just going to be capitalizing off that fan base.
Exactly.
I don't think that that's what, I mean, yeah, again, everyone has a business to run, but I think that inherently takes away from the artistic expression of it all. Right. And it kind of cheapens like the value of it. So it's how long do you want that to run? There's a reason why
How long can you run it
I
for?
didn't go buy that Cardi B meal. I didn't go buy the Ice meal.
Yeah, I mean, chicken
Did
with
you?
sauce.
I think the only meal that I bought from like a rapper cosign was like the Travis Scott meal.
Yeah, and
it's some regular shit. Like
when you eat it and then you really quickly realize like, oh, this is not changing my life at all, is it?
Yeah. Talking about
you get to run to a damn what the fuck is that shit called? A drive-through and be like straight up and then walk away.
and then walk away. Talking about Travis Scott too.
You're at
he
the
was
red
also,
light after leaving the McDonald's.
What did I do?
Well, go ahead.
Even like recently, Travis Scott was named the chief visionary of Oakley.
Fucking Christ.
Of Oakley. If y'all don't know what Oakley is, Oakley does like sunglasses. It's like a luxury sunglass.
Oakley does sunglasses, but like for the few baseball heads in the audience who know because we have our baseball
man.
Oakley with
Shortstop
baseball
starter
glasses, nigga. Oakley did not only become not baseball glasses. It was just because I heard of them as baseball glasses because those were like top end baseball glasses you could get. But like, yeah, they do make other glasses and shit. I like some of the Travis Scott songs. You know about
Trav? We got Trav, right? And then I'm gonna get into like the end of it. We have Trav as the chief visionary for Oakley.
Chief visionary. Like a collaboration's fine. Chief visionary?
And we'll get into that, right? ASAP Rocky for Ray-Bans. And here was the thing that genuinely made me close my laptop and run in his room. I didn't give a fuck if he was sleeping. He was going to get woken up. Burna Boy was named the club president for the tennis division of On Sneakers.
ONN? Just get your money, bro.
Get your money, Burna Boy.
The deal's going everywhere, but you have to ask the question why.
You're not making tennis sales off of Burna Boy, my nigga.
What are we talking
This nigga
about,
Burna
bro?
Boy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna stick up for Burna Boy. That's disrespectful. Get your money, Burna Boy. But this
Hell
nigga, we talking
nah,
about
nigga.
we talking
The
about biggest
fuck?
song on Black Panther soundtrack. We talking about. I've been
Burna
listening
Boy.
to that album since it came out. What is it? For the love of Damini, I don't remember the exact name. It's the red background one that has Last on it. It has a bunch of songs that I play all the time in the car. Love that nigga Burna Boy. On president tennis division of
When
On.
you've been talking about tennis in your music?
I ain't never heard of that.
I never
Tennis. Maybe a
heard
tennis
nobody
chain,
about tennis.
but not like tennis.
I never heard it, right?
Is it a
Tennis
bar?
chain.
Burna Boy, is it a bar? Let us know.
So why?
Let us know. Get on it, Jay.
Bro, him and this get on the And the reason, bro, why, like you just said, I just named all those things, what genuinely could have just been collabs, bro. But the reason why they're not doing these collabs no more is because collabs have become so oversaturated and diluted that it doesn't really get to the point of a parasocial relationship. You would rather, you're not going to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to get this collab, like, because you're going to forget about it so instantly, and it's a one-time thing. Rather, if your favorite artist, Travis Scott, is doing shit for Oakley, wait, maybe I can
name
get
is continuously attached
in there.
to it.
Maybe I can get some Cactus Jack Oakley.
That's
wait, SZA, maybe I can like get these new Vans and listen to her new album. Another level of exploiting you for your favorite artist.
I don't have Vans.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna buy Vans, but like if I was a really diehard SZA fan, that would probably make me make that decision.
And as I was just trying to look it up as we were talking about it, no new colorways, just her wearing some Vans.
Just her wearing some Vans, and she had a photo shoot.
So now let me see what that price tag about to hit on.
Let's see what that price tag hitting on. And then even like, I love Pharrell. Even like
$80.
He becoming the creative director of Louis Vuitton, and we also have to question the incentive of why he was even put there. I'm gonna be so real. The shift that has happened with fashion overall, implementing these celebrities and brands, not to the point of collabs, but genuinely putting them in these houses. I would not have been surprised if Balenciaga at the time was questioning to get like Epstein as a creative director. I genuinely think they would put Epstein as a creative director.
Hell, but anybody on the
I wouldn't have been surprised.
I wouldn't put it past it.
Don't get on the jam.
Don't get on the jam.
Don't do it. We know you're alive. Don't do it.
I'm gonna put in Cuba or some shit. I'm gonna put like. Those are the same. Them the niggas who did a $900 eBay shirt, right? They would have put a fucking Crypt Creeper on their fucking creative design team. They would have put a dead nigga on their creative design team.
Oh God, they would have put
that shit is
would have
crazy.
done it, bro.
boy.
You could have had them as not only collabs, but even brand ambassadors. But no, You want the money.
Yeah, I think the collab is good, but if you gonna brand ambassador a nigga who's not even part of your creative vision because they have talent for a separate reason in order to boost your stock price and boost your money, I'm not fucking with it.
Yeah.
I'm not messing with it.
I'm not fucking with it.
Because
You could've
the
just did a collab.
incentive, overall, sure, like selling a product, the incentive isn't pure, but that's an incentive that's even worse because now you're like, that's like the worst.
Speaking of incentives and not pure, and Jeffrey Epstein. It's funny that you mentioned
Epstein of doom.
Shit,
brother.
man. I think we have a long way to go, both with a lot of this shit, right? And that's part of the reason why we bring up the capitalism thing and the incentive structure thing and exploiting shit or whatever. Is because in order to get to a point where our society makes sense, these are questions that you at least have to begin asking and be familiar with. And right now, our society does not make any fucking sense. Because we're still talking about Epstein, and more shit is still coming out in relation to the sitting president. Jeffrey Epstein, for those of you guys who do not know,
Epstein, nigga.
was like the PDF file. So,
Jesus fucking Christ.
Well, you said there's more relation with Trump coming out?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's not even my topic. I'm excited for you to go because I haven't even.
So, what was the last time? When was the last time we talked about this nigga in Epstein? I think
a few weeks ago.
It had to been, was it?
Not too far off.
Yeah, not too far
I feel
off.
like we talk about him like a little bit, like
briefly mentioned, the last time we mentioned him was mentioning that, like, why are we still talking about Epstein? Because if there is a genuine hope that it's going to convince Republicans, I am not confident in that because your red line should have been crossed a while ago.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Your red line should have been crossed since we came out the first things connecting those two. And if you really cared about protecting the kids, you'd be like, no, I'm not going to vote for anyone who was that close to a PDF file.
Yeah.
You don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
but
you're delusional.
that's not to say there is no value in the information coming out because I want the victims to get their justice. And also I want to find out the true extent to which we all knew it was right.
Yeah.
So when we had that conversation the last time, I believe the story that came out was that there was some mystical letter that Trump he wrote a letter to Epstein, and it was outlined.
Poem.
It was a birthday poem, and it was outlined in a girl's body. And what was the first? What was the first thing Trump said?
What?
Shit isn't real.
Oh,
What are y'all talking about? It's not real.
Wait, let me get my brain
I didn't
into.
even know
There's
this.
been
His signature is right.
okay.
Ladies and gentlemen,
the
Exhibit A. Dumbass.
My brain has switched off completely from fully like following it. But we cannot allow these niggas to live the fact down that when this shit came out, first it was I'm not going to take it back to all this nigga's questionable behavior, Trump's questionable behavior. But first thing that I remember was really big was this nigga, I think his name's something Wolf. It's either John Wolf, Michael Wolf, something. But he's a journalist. And he's talking about there's like 100 gigabytes or 100 hours worth of discussion between him and Jeffrey Epstein. Where Jeffrey Epstein's talking about Trump and how he's close to him and da-da-da. And we just kind of forgot about it. Niggas didn't even take
100 hours. 100 hours.
100 gigs.
And we
100
taking
gigs in
conversation.
This don't exist.
And now this
And we
came
talking about
out.
this not real. And we don't question it.
Now this came out. Niggas saying they're not real. Trump said they're not real. I'm seeing. Did you see bitch ass boy from Texas? Bitch ass boy from Texas. The black Republican.
He's in.
Just me?
No. He's like his forefather. His name not Wesley Hunt. It's one of them niggas with the beard that always be defending Trump 25 days.
That's like
fuck
the
is his
whole
name?
state of Texas, guys.
Is that I think you're talking about the dude in Florida.
I'm gonna find his name because I want to.
He's not bald, right? He just got a low cut.
He got a fade. Yeah.
Fade. Is it Byron Donalds?
Byron Donalds.
Byron Donalds. His weak ass.
Byron Donalds got questioned about like the signature on that letter, and they're like, I think it's fake. I don't think it's. I seen his signature before.
You think it's fake? Exhibit B.
So
let's go to Exhibit B.
So this came out, right? And I've been seeing a lot of this. No. Let's go back to Exhibit A because we haven't even talked about Exhibit A. I've seen a lot of discussion about this, and I'm not about to read the fucking poem. It's creepy as shit.
I'll read it for you.
You gonna
read? I don't even know what the poem said.
Fucking terrible. Don't even. All right. God. So it says voiceover right at the top, right by the neck. Voiceover says there must be more than life. There must be more to life than anything. Donald says, according to this, says, yes, there is, but I won't tell you what it is, Jeffrey, nor will I, since I also know what it is. Donald, we have certain things in common, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, yes, we do. Come to think of it, Donald. Oh my God, bro. Never ages. Have you noticed that? Jeffrey, as a matter of fact, it was clear to me the last time I saw you, Donald, a pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret, as Donald Trump puts his allegedly signature right by the crotch area.
Every day must be a new secret.
There's a little girl's body. It's a little girl's body.
It's a little girl's body. And even how you're saying
we're
it,
talking
bro,
about. This is the age. This is the age in which the president and everyone in the administration can just say
anything
and lie about it.
Regardless of the factual realities on the ground, they can just say anything.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm reading this fucking letter where you're talking about there's more to life. We both know what we don't,
but
we have something in common.
But we won't say.
But we won't say it. Let me write it out in the body of a little girl.
And we have people at home believing the fact that he said this was a lie when there was 100 gigabytes of both of y'all going.
Do y'all really think that the man who said grab him by the wouldn't draw a more defined caricaturesque body of a woman, like a grown woman? That's what we're talking about.
I just saw this old picture from the 2000s of him and Diddy at a tennis match,
bro.
And we're questioning if this is real.
This is a circle of niggas who just be. What else? Because the reason why I don't have many words for this is because it's just disturbing and unsettling. That big ass Donald Trump signature that I'm looking at that looks like the exact one on all these goddamn executive orders that I'll be seeing him proudly handing up.
And they got some screenshots of if you can go to the next one, of that exact same signature that he sent to. One of them was sent to Hillary Clinton when she got her senator seat, and another one was sent to, I can't read York, but what does that say at the top? Clinton,
Conway.
Letter to Epstein.
Yep. You're deep fried.
FBI shit.
The president of the United
you're
States.
deep fried.
You're fried.
Yeah.
And I need people to stop
That's a very unique signature. I've never seen a signature like that in my life. That's only one nigga signature.
Yeah.
In my humble opinion. I'm not allegedly. That looks like one nigga's signature.
Yeah.
We have to question it. Can people please stop being we need to release the Epstein list? And can we just question our president? Can we be you was hanging with him? Why are we so worried about dropping the Epstein list if just being oh no, he was around?
I think it's a systemic failure to act as though I seen CNN yesterday, and they were questioning some of the Democrats who are in the oversight committee about investigating this whole Epstein thing, and they're and the nigga on CNN, forget his name, but he continues to say, there is no evidence that Trump was involved in anything criminal or illegal with Jeffrey Epstein. We just have to continues to repeat there is actually no evidence that. What do you mean? There's no
evidence.
There's not a criminal charge, but we got 100 gigs. We have his entire history. We have his entire behavior. We have edited
pictures with him.
We have edited prison footage from when he died.
And then let's talk about it.
According to the Department of Justice.
If you want to go past that, we have seen pictures of them together that you can go on Google.
And we got pictures, multiple pictures of them together. We have the 100 gigs of footage of that dude saying, "Oh yeah, me and Epstein, we chopped it up about Donald." We have this now, and we have all the survivors that came out. I was like, "Oh yeah, we gonna drop our own list."
Why aren't they dropping the list, gang?
Survivors, they'll do it.
They're on their way.
They gonna do that shit.
I've heard from people in Washington that there's something moving on it. Apparently, there are votes to release the full list and everything. Which, regardless of who's in there, get the fuck. But now we have this too, a letter, a mischievous letter in a woman's body with the same fucking signature, and we're talking about there's no evidence of anything. What are we doing? Can we be honest for 1 second?
Can we?
This has been the same nigga.
What happened at the committee where the girl had ran out?
Yeah,
So-
shorty now.
What's her name? Nancy
Mace.
Nancy Mace. I guess she did an interview with like 6 of the survivors, and they were telling her like, "Yo, this is the shit that's going on," and I guess it kind of triggered something in her because she's been through like SA. She's a SA survivor, and when they were telling her that shit, I guess she broke down and like she cried and like left the whole thing.
Nancy Mace is famous for a couple months ago. Jasmine Crockett said "woo child" to her, and she was like, "I'm not a child. We can take it outside. We can fight." Miss Tough.
Oh, that was her.
Yeah, that was her. Miss
okay.
Miss Tough rep.
Yeah.
And yeah. Good God, the consequences of the actions that I've continued to enable to protect my own power and my own seat are now shown to me during these Epstein trials, and I can't take it. I'm gonna cry.
She's running with Trump.
Nancy Mace. Nancy Mace's resistance to this administration is that of like a wet paper towel in wind. She's done nothing up until this point to make it meaningful that she actually gives a fuck about any of these things on principle until it came to the last possible moment where it was finally brought to her face. She can't even take a look.
You know what I think
Is she,
2025 will do for white people? It would introduce the concept of consequence.
No, literally.
I would
Every
hope
white person can really understand consequence because you're telling me you had no
You've been
background,
through
you
it,
stand
man.
up for anything, you supporting this, you going all along with it. And I'm sorry that the things happened to you that they did, but also gang.
You've been through it, and
You around the niggas that do
You
this shit.
around them, and you gonna storm out crying. We see on the video. Sure, I'm sorry, but you be around.
You be around. You was all okay. So when they was telling you about it, it was bad. And then when they showed you it, now it's like, this is what it is.
What they did was they put it on paper, and she couldn't handle it.
It's a big ass cat and
That's
mouse
literally
game because we have to continue obfuscating and not saying it in the direct ways and talking around it in order to distract from the gravity of what y'all are allowing to happen here.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, they said, "Oh, there's no files," but then they released like 30,000 pages.
They did.
Of the files.
They said at first,
like, yo,
at
what
first,
the
a
fuck
bunch of
is
the
going
Republicans
on?
had the books in their hand. We got the files right here. We gonna release them right now.
Yeah.
Because
And
they
Trump
only thought it
won.
was Democrats.
Yeah, then Trump won. And then the Department of Justice was like, "Hey, Trump might be in these Epstein files." So they was like, "Nah, there is no files." And then they just dropped 33,000 fucking things. Most of it was already released, and the vast majority of it was redacted. The things
you
that
know
were
why?
released were already released.
But also
Exactly.
in the same sense of you know why they were running with it before, because it was just an incentive for his campaign. Everyone wants
Yeah,
to be
it's
the
a
conspiracy.
cover-up.
Yep.
It's a
Everyone
big ass
wants
cover.
to be the conspiracy theorist, and it resonated with people.
You wanna know
So
what
let's
it
keep
is?
Huh?
It's a big ass cover up, but the thing is, the only people on the outside who understand that it's a cover up are like niggas like us.
Yeah.
The right wing has never been serious about releasing these fucking Epstein files.
Nope.
They've never been.
You want to know why they've never been serious about it? It's because they've actually all generally operated on the impression that like Trump and everybody were going to be the people who to expose it, not the very class of people that something like the Epstein file would be about. Yeah, the white wealthy billionaire who's been wealthy this entire time, who's been in Hollywood, who's been the literal like caricature of the Hollywood elite that these people act like they hate. Is the exact same one they voted for.
Oh, Will Smith was in the list. Oh, James Franco, Bill Clinton.
And we don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck who's in that bitch.
Who's
Nigga,
in
your-
it? Bro,
The
release.
president is in it.
Yeah.
President is still doing.
You do care about who's in it because if it really hits the fan, are you going to say Trump should go to jail?
If shit hit
Really?
the fan, is you still
Is
a
you
fan?
still a fan?
They will still be fans.
Yeah,
The
exactly,
shit
yeah.
done hit the fan, and we'll talk about that.
I'm start
in a little
calling
bit.
these niggas. I'm just going to start calling anyone who supports Trump a pedophile.
Yeah, the pedophile defense party,
That's what you're doing.
the
You're defending
GOP,
a
the Grand Old PDF.
Say it again.
The Grand Old PDF files, nigga.
The
Nigga, they need
GOP.
The PDF
Nigga, they
defense
need
party.
to, instead of the defense of war, nigga, you just need to put pedophile in the president's
Defense of
office.
the defense of
The ped, nigga.
the allegation brigade.
Ages
nigga.
12 and
Allegation
down.
brigade, hell yeah.
Even if you're not in the Epstein file, there's a 90% rate you in this administration, you got some allegation. Nigga.
Can't, bro.
Shit.
Crazy.
And that's the thing is that, like, that's the real trick with like white supremacy on a serious note, is because it dresses up the most disgusting people in that veneer of like they're legit and they're normal because they white and they wealthy and they're billionaires. There are so many things that if you took a nigga with like locks and a scruffy beard and you attributed everything that Trump has done and said to him, they'd be talking about killing that. They'd be using that as grounds to deport all of us.
Yep.
They'd be like, he needs to be locked up.
Yeah.
Oh, no, they would literally do that and be like, oh, he needs to be locked up. Yeah. Rather, the person who just got out of a whole case and had, all types of federal charges.
But he gets the corruption of the system because he's going through it too.
But no, it's the corruption of the government. They want him gone.
It's both sides, man. It's both sides.
Oh, wait, the person that y'all expected to expose this shit is fucking up healthcare. Is fucking up, oh, yeah, y'all can't eat. Y'all want eggs? Drop that 20 for eggs. Like, what are we talking about?
Rural farmers are struggling right now, too, because, the Trump administration and the tariffs and...
They don't give a fuck. Yeah, they don't care, bro.
I really want to know, what goes in their mind when all this shit is happening.
The thing is,
shuts the fuck off?
The thing is, so many people have been lied to.
So much.
And people encourage handling people with kid gloves because of how much lies have been told. It's like, bro, I need there to be a concerted effort for us to, like, look into the society that we live in, because this shit is actually not that hard when you piece it together. And we were talking about the Department of War, which is funny. I switched the name. We started talking about white supremacy. I switched the name to the Department of Race War, because that's pretty much...
It's pretty much what it is,
That's pretty much what's been
We have
happening.
very similar themes when we talk on this show, because there are certain things that always seem to weave together. I'm looking at this president who's able to skirt along every day just lying and bullshitting and kind of obfuscating from like that shit. Y'all, you drawing encrypted messages to people who are documented PDF files.
Even if
bro.
it wasn't, I'm sorry.
If you put a message in the outline of a body, nigga, you probably did that shit. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm gonna be so
No, I saw someone point out the fact that there's no legs, there's no head. It's not even like
whoop-de-fucking do.
It's not even a specific person. It's just no. Like them pointing out, like it's not a specific person that they're drawing. It's just like disconnected. It's the concept of a woman's body who looks prepubescent that is so magical to these people that we gotta write about it in a birthday card.
Even if y'all don't want to say it was a little kid, right?
Even if it wasn't,
it's still weird,
this nigga JJ sent me a poem on my 22nd birthday of a lady and shit just, oh yeah, you're gonna have a lot of secret days. I'm checking you in the archive.
There's so many things we can't talk about, Alan, but we understand it.
You're getting burned alive.
What?
I'm burning you, nigga. Jam over, nigga.
I'm moving out.
Prosecution.
I'm moving out. I'm sending you back. Nigga.
And the reason why I titled it this way is because why do niggas like that get to get away with shit like that? I'm not getting away with that. You not getting away with that. You at home's not getting away with that. Why does he get away with
We
that?
can barely get away with saying nigga.
We couldn't even have the department.
Real shit.
According to some of y'all and according to YouTube analytics, we can't even get away with
You
saying
can't say nigga. You can't. Your name is Wyatt.
I take you more seriously. No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't.
But y'all don't want to have that conversation.
You don't.
Nope.
The thing is, right? Trump and white supremacy in general allows these people to get away with being like open tyrants and open disgusting people. And especially on the tyrant part, because we've seen how Trump's been moving when he's not trying to dodge the PDF file allegations. He's trying to wage war on American cities. We've been talking about this for a long time, and we're going to talk about it again because there's some further updates, and the shit, especially with the Trump administration, is about to get a little bit more hectic when it comes to this race war shit that they are trying to actively start. Let's not get it twisted. All these fears about servile insurrection, what if the black people get mad enough? These niggas are actively doing that, and they've been doing it the entire time because that's their strategy. In order to divide and conquer, you have to do race war. You have to make sure every single race is looking at each other doing X, Y, Z, and there are grievances that are real there, but you have to make sure that you throw in extra coal onto the fire to make sure that there's no coalition, because if there was, you niggas would lose your bread.
Also, mind you, the cities that you're placing, the National Guard, ICE in, they don't need you.
They don't need you, and they've explicitly said that they don't want you.
They don't want you.
So we've been seeing this kind of like spiral towards authoritarianism, towards war talk, towards all this scary shit. And it's been literally in the letter of the in the letter of the law. Recently, they changed the Department of Defense to Department of War, which I believe is the first time that that's happened since like World War II era.
1700s.
Oh yeah, wait, no, actually, it was back then.
It was like 1789 or some shit like that.
Yeah, it was like 1789 because that's what it used to be. Like when they were first still putting together the fucking government, it was called Department of War.
Even like, I'm so tired. Like, I'm actually mad that these people are like learning this social media game, because I remember when the video of, I think it was people getting deported, and they did like the aesthetic, like ASMR with the chains.
The ASMR, yeah.
And even you saw the video of them like switch out the name tags, and you kind of saw like it was it was just silent. All they did was just put the name up, and I'm like, why do we have a video?
We're
for y'all putting up a name tag
because it's a game
of war.
It's a game. It's not serious, right? The rhetoric that has now become popular is Department of War. Is Chicago residents about to feel war? Let's go over why. Let's see this pussy ass nigga Pete Hegseth.
Can he do a fucking pull up?
I just seen that nigga. On the promo episode for the Hassan episode, I'm doing crispier pull ups for the first time in a year than that nigga Pete Hegseth, the leader of our military.
20 too. How much? He didn't even do one?
Huh? I don't know how much he did, but he was. Nigga can't even do it.
We're just hiring anyone.
So let's hear him wax poetic about why we need the Department of War and not the Department of Defense.
This name change is not just about renaming, it's about restoring. Words matter. It's restoring, as you've guided us to, Mr. President, restoring the
Epstein's
warrior ethos. Restoring victory and clarity as an end state.
Victory.
Restoring intentionality to the use of force. So, at your direction, Mr. President, the War Department is going to fight decisively, not endless conflicts. It's going to fight to win, not to lose. We're going to go on offense, not just on defense. Maximum lethality, not tepid legality. Violent effect, not politically correct. We're going to raise up warriors.
This nigga trying to
not just
Dr.
defenders.
Seuss rhyme.
So this War Department, Mr. President, just like America, is back. Thank you for your leadership and your clarity. We're going to set the tone for this country. America first, peace through strength, brought to you by the War Department. We're back.
Brought to you by Plantier.
Just a whole bunch of dick.
Brought to you by
intentionality of the use of force. Have we seen America's history when it came to this? Intentionality of use of force.
Peacetime president. The most peaceful president in our lifetime.
Don't start no wars, right?
Ended all the wars. Department of War.
Department of War.
Maximum lethality.
Not politically correct.
Intentionality about use of force.
Not politically
correct. We just bombed a boat in the Caribbean.
To bring back the ethos.
To bring back the ethos of the Department of War. What was the first action of the Department of War? Okay, let's wage war on Chicago. Maximum lethality.
Ain't that treason?
Intentionality of use
words
of force.
Matter. Words matter, guys.
Hold on.
You want to know what words matter? Pull up what Donald fucking Trump said the other day about our city. I love the smell of deportations in the morning. Chicago about to find out why it's called the Department of War. So when he backtracked and was like, oh, everyone's getting mad about war. They really think that waging war. Words matter.
Don't matter now, right? Stupid ass.
Pete bitch said words matter.
We have to put this shit on paper, bro. The image has helicopters leaving Chicago in a fiery, burning bomb in the back of it. Like, isn't that that has to be like
that's true. That's one of the
it not only goes against what y'all were just talking about, but you said you wanted to bring peace to Chicago. We need to bring Chicago back. We need to do this.
And this is the image y'all got.
This is your promo for this. This is your marketing plan.
This is peace. That's peace.
We're talking about the intentionality of use of force. These niggas just bombed people in Venezuela on a kayak because they were sightseeing.
Let's talk about intentionality. Because they're sightseeing. We have no evidence as to whether or not they were drug trafficking, whether or not they were Trenderagua, MS-13, terrorists, anything. They bombed. Intentionality, words matter, Department of War, peacetime president. This is why fascism doesn't make sense and it's hard to put into one word, is because it's idiosyncratic, which means that the ideologies that underpin it contradict each other. They don't make any fucking sense. Your enemy cannot be the biggest threat in the world and also so weak-willed that they're politically correct, and that's the reason why they can't do shit. But they have to be both the biggest enemy in the world, and they're going to destroy your civilization, and the weakest people that we can also destroy at the drop of a hat. Intentionality, words matter, but when we bomb shit without evidence, when we XYZ, we're not allowed to say that he's a wartime president. And then on top of that, if we're talking about treason, I just looked up treason. In the U.S., treason is the act of betraying one's country by levying war against it or giving aid or comfort to its enemies, defined in Article 3, Section 3 of the Constitution.
This is how
words matter.
Words matter.
Pete Hegseth, the head of the Department of War.
You want to fight a war within the country. What sense does that
Chicago, the city of Chicago, not undocumented immigrants in Chicago, not the criminal hordes invading our beautiful cities.
Nope.
No, Chicago's about to find out why.
Nigga, does that say Shypocalypse?
Yep, it says Shypocalypse now.
That's peace. That's peace.
Words matter, guys.
That's the peace that he wants, right?
Intentionality, maximum lethality, right? What conclusion am I supposed to draw from that?
And this is why this is so important that it's talked about.
Use your context clues, guys. All right, we're going to look at this image right here. Some fire in the background with some helicopters.
Fuck all that. They see it. Yeah. You can see it. Don't lie to yourself.
I thought this was a promo for GTA 6 on Jesus. I swear to God, I thought this was a GTA 6 promo. But this is what I was finna say after that. This is why it's so important to talk about this, because we all said, like you said, intentionality with words and everything they're trying to bring back. They started off with bringing the National Guard to Chicago to not only bring peace, but we need to stop all this bad thing. We need to make Chicago great again. And people were defending it because people didn't know a lot of things with Chicago. They didn't know how peaceful it was. They're saying, oh, we need to send the National Guard. We need to do this because Chicago
Speed came here and he found out.
And found out. Yep. And now y'all were saying all this, the reaction that we got on those comments of people being like, no, bro, y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Chicago's a war zone.
Nigga, that shit pissed me off, bro.
The person y'all are supporting and dick riding is lying to y'all face. He just has a promo of war for Chicago.
And you want to know what I was going to say? Because we addressed this. But it gets worse. The reason why I changed it to the Department of Race War is because we see what the Department of War is really doing. The Department of War is scapegoating minorities in order to justify its war plans. If we really want to talk about it, we talked about Chicago. They scapegoated niggas in Chicago, black people in Chicago, and they have been scapegoating black people in Chicago in order to justify deploying the military here. Because why? What do they say? The gun violence, the most violent areas, and there's shootings, there's murders or whatever. You're scapegoating niggas who are disproportionately going to be involved in those statistics without actually giving them any solution that you want. You want the National Guard, which was so fucking funny because all them comments we got about, nah, man, we just need to the National Guard gotta help, and it's so violent. Chicago's bad.
We're saying,
this is according to Chicago.
I mean, would you rather your kid grow up or not grow up?
That's their reasoning.
The Chicago Sun-Times is reporting as of today, Justice Department's civil rights boss takes on Illinois assault weapons ban. Assistant Attorney General Harmeet Dillon is challenging a signature accomplishment of Governor J.B. Pritzker and in getting involved in a case that could go all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court. And they are challenging the assault weapons ban that we have in Illinois.
Wait,
the Trump administration's Department of Justice. Okay.
Yo, you know how stupid that is.
The Justice Department's top official in charge of civil rights has joined the legal battle over Illinois' controversial assault weapons ban. It's expected to personally argue against the law this month before the federal appeals court in Chicago. They're saying it's extremely unusual for the Justice Department to treat Second Amendment rights as civil rights cases and advocate for them directly. But for some reason, the Donald Trump administration is finding it very interesting that we need to challenge the assault weapons ban in the state that has so many murders, with guns that we need the national.
God, you want to talk about another? Fucking so fucking use
Oh my God!
I don't know if y'all need to eat something. I don't know if y'all need to eat fucking healthy. Use your brain. Even let's talk
brain
who
fog.
are they?
That's what it is.
It's brain fog. It's something in the fucking food, bro. What was they? They were sending some people in Texas. Who were they sending from Texas to Chicago?
We're gonna get into that. Their National Guard. So, right, the reason why this shit took me aback, because I'm looking here, I'm like, oh, wait, so the administration is trying to have more guns here while they're trying to make it safer, right? And then I'm looking at, because we already started with scapegoating black people to drive up the numbers. Now we're trying to repeal the thing to give more guns so that we continue driving up the numbers or something. And then I'm looking at what they're talking about with this Operation Midway Blitz, because that's really what officially started on Monday. Basically, and we're gonna get into the Texas National Guard and where that fucking comes in too. This is an article from CBS News. It says several weeks after the Trump administration first signaled it would be drastically ramping up U.S. Or ICE operations in Chicago, the Department of Homeland Security launched what it dubbed Operation Midway Blitz on Monday. The Department of Homeland Security claims the operation will target criminal illegal aliens who flock to Chicago. Of course, they always say that, blaming the city's sanctuary laws, which constitutional. You can have sanctuary cities.
Exactly.
Under the 10th Amendment, you can do that. It's been argued for 1,000,000 times. But the department did not say how long the operation is expected to last, and they also claimed the mission would be carried out to honor Katie Abram, a Chicago woman who was killed in a drunk driving hit-and-run crash earlier this year. You know where it happened? It happened in Urbana.
Urbana is red.
No, Urbana is 130 miles from here.
No, that too. It's hours away from here, like hours.
Urbana is a whole
not
different
even in
side
Chicago.
of Chicago. It's not even a reflection.
It was a white woman.
And they used that.
All right. Yeah. See.
Yeah.
They announced that they're doing Operation Midway Blitz, kicking up ICE deportations and running up on niggas in Chicago because a Guatemalan killed somebody in a drunk driving hit and run in
4
Urbana.
hours away.
In Urbana.
Damn near 3-4 hours
That's the
away.
case.
The Department of Race War. Yes, white woman. There is a clip. There is a clip that I'm going to put in the clip of this video when we were talking about Mahmoud Khalil a few episodes ago, where I was like, they will say all this shit where they say they killed this one person, killed the white woman, so we got to get them gone. Guys.
If y'all don't know, if y'all not from Chicago, Urbana is so far away. I haven't went to
Urbana is a 4-hour drive from Chicago on a nice day with no traffic. Urbana is also the college town that is home to the biggest college in this state, which is University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, I'm pretty sure. That's like a D1 college.
Yep.
I've been down there. There's not even stoplights down there before you hit Urbana.
In Urbana?
I've driven between Springfield and Urbana more times than you can fucking count. And you know how many I've probably seen 10 police officers in my 2 years driving on those roads because it is nothingness. Nobody lives down there. And we found a white woman who was killed by a random Guatemalan, and that justifies increased unconstitutional detainment and deportations in a city 4 hours from where that happened, months after it happened.
And then on top of it, you have to look at the people in Urbana. Bro, Urbana is white.
The only thing that makes that district that they're in blue is because the Illinois Democrats are kind of smart and they connected Springfield and Champaign, which both have colleges in it. So the college student is saved. No, it's red. It's red outside the campuses.
Oh, okay.
The college kids who are voting there save that
actually
fucking
makes
area.
sense rather than the old white people there. Bro.
Now, as justification for our war on Chicago, for our Operation Midway Blitz, Midway is our other big airport that is again 4 fucking hours away from Champaign. For Midway Blitz, let's utilize the death of a white woman to go.
To another one. And you know
this is
Where
like
did I hear that before?
1910s propaganda.
Where did I hear that before?
Here on the Jam. And in every other thing they did. Emmett Till.
Even
that's what I was. Where did I hit?
Even like this gaslighting shit runs so deep. Even with Texas shit, right? You're sending in people from Texas, right? Chicago is such a dangerous place. Chicago isn't even listed on the top 8 of dangerous cities.
Nope.
But we talk about Houston though. Y'all gonna send people from Texas, but y'all not finna go to your own place, Houston.
Houston was on that. I'm pretty sure Dallas was on that little chart that we did.
Pretty sure Dallas was on that chart.
Missouri?
Dallas on that chart, right? There that one study that the Trump administration cited that only listed 4 of the major U.S. cities with over 1 million. Dallas was on that. Why is Texas National Guard coming to Chicago?
But y'all not.
But not in Dallas.
It's your own shit.
Damn.
Oh.
So are we beginning to connect the angles as to why this is like an insane abuse of power?
Wait, what's the narrative of Chicago, JJ?
It's dangerous.
Chirac, man.
Chirac, man.
And we're talking about deploying military forces from another state that don't even have the constitutional authority to enforce laws here.
Fuck the school programs.
Just for presence? We still haven't.
Fuck the funding for different organizations.
So now here
And if
where
you're
we
still
are.
questioning of a race war, literally J.B. Pritzker came out and was saying this shit about literally like, oh yeah, they'll come. What do you say? They had suspicions that they will come on Mexican Independence Day.
Yep.
You have to look, and I don't even think they came, but you still have to look at the incentive of like, okay, if they're coming there, they're coming there for a specific purpose.
Let's talk about what impact this has already been having on the ground. So they say Gregory Bovino arrived in Chicago recently. They said Gregory Bovino, who's the U.S. Border Patrol official who led the raids in Southern California, which were declared to be illegal via the lawsuit. The day he said he was going to deploy shit to Chicago, it came out that, yeah, he was ruled to have been doing that shit in California illegally. So the same nigga from there just got here. They said so far there have been no widespread ICE raids and no signs of the National Guard here yet, but there still has been general ICE-like movements happening. Governor Pritzker says about 200 ICE agents and about 100 vehicles are positioned in and around the city, including outside courthouses where immigrants show up voluntarily for hearings, just so these niggas can say you're dismissed and then they can tackle you and rip you away from your family and detain you. They're saying all this shit. Right now, we still don't have an exact day where military or troops could show up, but all signs are pointing to a bigger escalation of ICE raids. And they were talking about it maybe affecting Mexican heritage, like Mexican Independence Day celebrations. They canceled one of them out of fear of it. I forget. It was the big one. It was... El Grito, Chicago, they postponed it over fears of ICE activity.
Yeah.
So
we remember last year's Mexican Independence Day. They were all on Michigan driving flags
out.
None of that. You know what I saw? I saw helicopters. We saw 3 helicopters yesterday.
Yeah,
towering over Michigan.
Yep.
Yeah,
What
I
are we
think they were
talking
like
about?
news choppers. They might have been news choppers, or were they like the ones in that AI image?
They were like all lined up. You remember when we went outside Matt's room and we saw those 3 choppers all lined up, just standing in front of Michigan.
Yeah,
didn't move.
So there's a lot of shit happening on the ground, but I will say there's the constant thing that should be reinforced is to not kowtow to these people.
Nope.
No.
To not have
Hell
that.
no, bro. Fuck these people, man.
Yeah, a lot of people on the ground are in like hard positions. So I understand if you're going to celebrate something, celebrate it in your house. But also, if you gonna come outside, come outside. These people have no right to tell you that you can't celebrate your own heritage. And it looks as though the way that they're setting up to stage it, they might be trying to attack during.
And that's why I fucked with
even more fucked up.
Mayor Johnson said. He was like, bro, I'm not gonna tell them to stay home. He was like, what do I look like telling them to stay home and not celebrate that shit? Like, I'm not gonna tell the people of Chicago to stay home in threats of something so unjust as this.
Yeah.
And we all like I saw the Taste was recently this weekend, and after the Taste, I saw a big protest. And a lot of people, you know how people be with protests.
Protests been out all day.
They've been protesting
all
crazy.
Week. Yeah, in Chicago.
And whoever thinks it's stupid, I want you to really question why. Why is the reaction this way?
Right.
Bro, people are mad. People are angry. Why is the fact that we have to have a conversation of you can't celebrate Mexican Independence Day? Because they're about to do some unjust shit to Chicago.
To really put it on paper, like that's literally racial discrimination right there.
And
that's literally
and it's going to gets worse because that racial discrimination has become like greenlit via the Supreme Court. Right now we're talking about 250 federal agents and 140 vehicles are to be set up at a base, the naval station Great Lakes in Lake County, which is further north than Chicago. They're supposed to be here for about 30 days, which how the fuck are we going to solve all these crime problems? Chicago been leading for years in 30 days. But all right, cool.
So they're going to be there for
yeah. But
nuts.
My issue being that like I'm looking at the attempts to kind of stop and rein in the administration. And the Supreme Court has been one of the only things that I guess can do that, and they have continuously shown why they are letting everyone down and kind of failing to defend our constitutional freedoms. The Supreme Court just heard a case about the LA immigration raids, and pretty much a lower court filed a restraining order it was a federal judge in LA who restricted ICE and their ability to stop people and detain them without reasonable suspicion. They said in July, U.S. District Judge Mame Frimpong of the Central District of California said the government can't rely solely on the person's race, language they speak, the work they perform, and whether they're at a particular location, such as a pickup site for day laborers, because we're trying to figure out who's undocumented, who's not. They're going to these places where anybody could be anybody, documented or not, if you're just brown, and they're just scooping them up because they're like, oh, they look like they could be undocumented. I mean, they look like they could be
racial
undocumented.
Discrimination, bro.
So
like the fuck does that even mean?
Yeah.
Bro?
So this was on the emergency docket, which means that the court didn't even really give full reason for why they ruled this way. Trump and them just filed for it like to get looked at in an emergency docket, and they sided. The 6 Supreme Court justices that the conservatives appointed sided with them and was like, yeah, pretty much you can use race and language and the fact that they're at a low wage job as contributing factors when it comes to stopping, detaining, and deporting people, right?
Even they can determine off a low wage job, right?
So they were saying that the main not in that game. They were saying that the main qualifier is not going to be the race thing, because the race thing can cause a problem, but it is the low wage job can also help.
So classes.
So if you're brown and you work at like Home Depot.
Oh, I thought
so. So basically, what they've been doing already, right? When they unconstitutionally come and scoop people up and they hold them in a detention facility, we don't know.
The arguments was, these immigrants are stealing our jobs.
Yeah, so now you can't even go to your job, or else we'll take you. But the thing that I really want to focus on with this is that it's in exact reversal of what the fuck this court just said about affirmative action. We covered on this same fucking podcast. They say, to be clear, Brett Kavanaugh, who's one of the Republicans who wrote pretty much what their justification was for why they are allowing this shit to continue. They say, to be clear, apparent ethnicity alone cannot furnish reasonable suspicion under this court's case law regarding immigration stops. However, it can be a relevant factor when considered along with other salient factors. But I thought that race couldn't be a salient factor when it came to admission. I'm looking at his justification. He's saying immigration stops based on reasonable suspicion of illegal presence have been an important component of U.S. immigration enforcement for decades across several presidential administrations. And if you're going to, these people are going to be brown. You're going to be speaking Spanish. So, you got to make some inferences. Okay, well, a reasonable inference to make is that as a result of policies that people like Brett Kavanaugh have put in place, black people, brown people, all these people are not going to be in college as high. As higher rates,
Yeah.
These outreach, even when you're talking about pilots, they're making a big idea about DEI pilots and shit. The reason why all these airlines wanted to expand how much diversity they had for their pilots is because none of these organizations are reaching out to black and brown communities of people who want to go to school for that shit and getting them involved in this shit. They just don't have the resources. You got to go to some other white people to go find them and do that.
As you said,
when we're looking at the facts on the ground, right, and you're talking about someone's likelihood of going to college, race could be used as a salient factor, right? It probably shouldn't be the only factor.
But it is.
But y'all made the laws based on race, so it's a salient factor, right? It's not, but for deportations, race can be a salient factor.
And like he said, intentionality, right? But we're basing this off inferences. Off straight guessing.
So now we're
Susie
saying
and them from Poland could just walk by.
Yeah.
No green card, nothing.
Susie and them from Poland not getting stopped.
Not getting stopped.
Because Susie and them from Poland is a white woman.
Exactly.
But you don't question
racial discrimination.
You gonna question anybody who
what?
So we're already seeing that the deployment and the use of ICE has been ruled illegal. We've been deporting people. We're still trying to deport Kilmar Abrego Garcia.
At this
and the same court even said that you couldn't do that.
This nigga been in legal battles for I don't know how long.
It's been going on for this entire time since we started
the pod.
Yeah,
that was what we started talking about, right? Crazy.
Yeah. And that same court even said that you can't do that shit. And we are sitting here actually giving carte blanche. Sonia Sotomayor, who's a liberal justice, strongly dissented. She dissented so bad she went on fucking Stephen Colbert the other night and was like, please read the dissent. If you haven't read her dissent, read at least bits and pieces of it. she points out the fact that the Fourth Amendment is now under attack, which the Fourth Amendment is meant to protect every individual's right from search and seizure, unreasonable search and seizure. That's a Fourth Amendment right that everyone's supposed to have because the government's not supposed to just be able to arrest you, accuse you of anything, and search you for anything.
Right.
Yeah.
But now you're saying I can use the fact that you're brown, might speak Spanish, and might be at a low-wage job as ICE officials who just got a big-ass budget yesterday and who don't know shit about shit to go snatch up anybody and then find out whether or not they're undocumented later.
You think it's the best course of action to come to Chicago to save Chicago.
Now we're talking about doing
no resistance. And they literally
during
said
Mexican
in the interview,
independence.
they were like, "Oh, during the Mexican independence, we'll have them in a mask in an unnamed vehicles, and they'll come out running towards you."
So let me tell you what that
Off
is.
of
I can't even say.
So let me tell you what. No, so let me tell you what that is. These motherfuckers just decided that we're going to rename this to the Department of War, and since we've renamed it to the Department of War, a boat has been bombed on international waters with no justification and no evidence
At all.
The raids that they were already doing with this war force, ICE, and all these troops and everything has already been ruled to be illegal in one city. Now we're talking about deploying war, intentionality, words matter, maximum lethality. Let's get war, to Chicago and scoop up a bunch of people in a city that I'm pretty sure there are more Hispanic people in this city than black people.
Yep.
And
what does that sound like? There's a reason why people are protesting.
Activities.
That sounds like treasonous activities, and it sounds like there's a reason why people are protesting. There's a reason why people are terrified. There's a reason why people are scared, and there's a reason why. That reason is because, you don't like authoritarianism. You don't like dictatorship shit. You don't want to live under that. You want to have your own freedoms. You want to sit in your crib and cool. You want to go out with your friends and go hang out at a Mexican Heritage Month celebration, a Mexican Independence Day celebration if you want to. You don't want someone breathing down your back telling you can't do that. And these niggas are trying to say that these brown people are actually the problem. Look, they killed a white woman. Let's go terrorize.
In Urbana.
Let's go terrorize Chicago. Not even close. You said
so are we getting our get back for Dylan Roof then?
You said they're going to be here for 30 days, right?
Yeah, that's what it seems like the initial
What does the streets of Chicago
are.
look like after these 30 days?
The
after
same it always was.
Niggas gonna be walking around the same fucking way.
Same way, if almost not worse for a temporary amount of time, because if you think there's not going to be no resistance, you're bullshit.
No, it's going to be worse now with them being here. It's going to get better when they leave. It's going to get worse when they're being here because no one wants them here. This is explicitly against the will of the people and it's the will of our representatives. Nobody wants y'all here. So when that is the goal, is to inflame tensions because he's a fascist, because he's an authoritarian, because that nigga might be dying and he want to do his big one and do his big Hitler thing before he get the fuck out of here. This should be treated. This should be treated as a pivotal moment in history. They should never let anyone forget the fact that the president uttered the words war against an American city.
We talked about it last episode in the sense of like using like pure force in the sense of having tanks, having National Guard in a place does nothing but but you think it might solve a temporary issue. And it does absolutely nothing. And them putting the Department of War on that just proves what y'all want to do. Is use excessive force to get what y'all want. Because if y'all really wanted to change something, y'all wouldn't cut benefits.
And
y'all will put more money in this shit. Y'all put more money.
Y'all wouldn't be having your Department of Justice trying to overturn assault weapons bans. We already have a problem with guns from guns that come from outside of Illinois, and you want to...
From Indiana, which none of y'all are going there.
And that's the thing that pisses me off and really pissed me off about those comments that I was saying earlier. It's that, like,
you don't know.
Bro, they're trying to justify the shit. Well, I mean, if Jimmy gets to grow up and have a good life, why I mean, we should keep the military and everything.
Those people...
I'm like, you're a coward.
Those people, hear me when I say this clear, and this is to anybody. Those people would have supported the Nazis.
Yeah. 1,000%. What you mean? I gotta have a tank?
What? Nigga, especially any black person too, any black person with family here or who might be from here, if you're agreeing with this shit too, you should be agreeing with over policing and mass incarceration, which is what they did to niggas already on the south side of Chicago, and it didn't help.
Didn't fucking work.
Did not help at all.
So it's like, bro, we have so many options to cure this crime problem. We have, because majority of the crime comes from people that don't have shit. We don't have opportunities in these areas.
Don't
provide the opportunity instead of using taxpayers' money to bring the fucking the National Guard there and shit.
Force to bring an example.
Fascists are inherently incapable of solving society's problems
There you go.
outside of let me just deport and kill and disappear those who look at me wrong or those who are below our standard of what American is.
To show America is this powerhouse.
This little bruised up
your
ass fucking hands can't do shit.
Bro, when it comes to having a fascist, bro, that's just the number one downfall to a
That's
country.
why it's scary.
And that's going to be the downfall.
Yep.
Of our shit.
And I remember seeing a video. It was like, it had to be like 2016, 2015. It was, I forgot what it went, but it was like, if American citizens give up their sense of like, if they're too afraid, they'll give up their sense of like security to be safe or something.
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. It's like the how much freedom are you willing to choose to live in security or to lose to live in security? We seen that after 9/11, where it's like big scary a terrorist attack. Okay, now we have an emboldened like surveillance state that's spying on fucking everything.
Yep.
That's going to be a consequence, and yeah, it could provide you with safety. But now when the Department of War is coming to Chicago, we don't know who they're going to, what tactics they're going to use, and who they're going to, like, what methods they're going to use to come after you, because this administration is proving that they're just lying,
They just do shit.
throwing
They
anybody
don't
in jail,
care.
deport anybody to any fucking country.
We saw LA.
Because they're not Americans. They're not the white woman who was killed in that car crash.
In Urbana.
That's the Department of Race War.
In Urbana.
In Urbana.
Department
Anything
of
can be
fucking race
used as
war,
a
nigga.
justification to return us to brown people, minorities in general, having a subservient point in society, because that's what they want to do anyway. They will use anything to get to that ends anyway. It doesn't need to make sense for them. And that's why they need to be treated as such, as the threats that they are. All of this stuff can be super heavy, obviously. And I do want to kind of explain, though, that the only thing that we have to do is kind of like double down on our hope, on our optimism, and on standing together, because at the end of the day, these motherfuckers, there's going to be a tomorrow.
Yeah.
Has to be a tomorrow. And we have to shape that tomorrow. So in order to do that, we have to get through it with each other. In that spirit, let's leave y'all with one final message to Ice from Chicago, because I just seen this.
This is how everyone feels.
This is how it's finna be. And this is, pretty much the timing that Chicago is on, as we're. What is that? Hey, guys, mask over.
Ice people that mask up or cucks.
I didn't even see that, but somebody apparently flew that around.
I really wish I would have saw this outside, bro. Because
Indeed,
Nigga not lying though.
Word for
Indeed.
word.
Let's be
Take that
real.
mask
Not
off.
only are you a fucking Nazi, but you are a cuck.
They're trying to hide their identities because there might be some Nuremberg trials after this. And Chad and them don't want to go to Chad and them with his little Trump fucking fucking pin don't want to go to jail. Take that mask off. Let's see.
Yeah, no,
You in
there will be
Chi-Town with
some.
him.
I
B
love
was here in
that.
Chicago. He had his face everywhere. He made it
Bro,
just fine.
speaking of-
Bro.
He went everywhere. Had no problem.
That nigga went to the O Block, Parkway Gardens.
He did go to
and
O
said,
Block,
"Yo,
and he
this
was
is the
recording
best
and
city."
live
This is
streaming, and he
crazy.
was just fine. People were
Literally
showing him
his
love.
first, like,
hey
hour.
guys, we're human beings.
Yeah.
We're not monkeys.
And in that vein of being human beings, we will not be deterred. They are actually still having other celebrations in our city. Mexican independence celebrations. So if they're happening in your community, go. I specifically heard about Little Village. There's one happening in Little Village, September 14th. They're still going because they're aware of the threats of like ICE, but they're gonna have support there. They're gonna have resources there, like know your rights stuff. Please find like any materials to know your rights. We're gonna leave shit below as well. So go out there and have fun.
Yep.
Be you. Be unapologetically you, because you have a constitutional right to fly that flag, whatever flag in this country. If they can fly the ones that fucking betrayed us and tried to overthrow the government, the Confederates. You can't fly a Mexican flag. They can fly the traitors.
There's no reason for anyone to
do what you
There's
do.
no reason
Do
for
what you
anyone to
do.
stay
Do
home,
what
and
you
that's
do.
why I like that shit, because that's the energy Chicago's on. Because y'all niggas not finna come here and be on bullshit.
Hell no.
We
niggas
outside.
not
Y'all not
scared
finna
of
stop
nobody.
nothing.
Yeah, we outside. Stay safe. Stay measured. Stay strategic. Care for everybody. Record
Everything.
fucking
Record
everything. Honestly, if y'all see some crazy shit, send it into the Jaam. Info at thejaampod.com.
Whether fish
Record everything
vertical,
horizontally.
horizontal,
Take pictures.
take pictures.
Record every
Do what's that one? The camera fucking setting the panorama view and shit.
Panoramic view.
Yeah, do everything, bro.
Document where they are. Notify anybody whenever you see these motherfuckers driving around here. And let's lock in Chicago. Thank you for the love and support. They hate us because they ain't us, as written.
As written.
Do we want to pull? I know we've kind of been backlogged on a lot of JAAMTalks. And we've been telling y'all to leave them comments each week, but we don't ever actually respond.
Let's pull one real quick.
You got one to pull?
Let's pull one.
In the meantime, though, be ready for the SOHO drop on Saturday. Yes, sir.
Be ready for that SOHO drop.
Be ready for that SOHO
Stay
drop.
tuned to all of our individuals. J. William J.
13th.
AB the
You
artist.
on the 13th?
Yeah, it drops on the 13th this Saturday. So a day after the episode drops.
The day after the episode.
What a wonderful gift. What a
wonderful gift. You get a Jaam episode and then you get the SOHO return.
Yeah, bro.
J. William J. 8 on all platforms.
AB the artist.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
SOHOstudios.co. Go to the Instagram at SOHO Studios. Not only will the time be announced, but there will be a link in the bio and in this video where you can sign up for the email wait list. And there'll be a timer telling you when it comes.
Yep.
So,
and finally,
oh my goodness.
Last housekeeping thing before we do our comment and let y'all enjoy the rest of your days until we get back. We are launching a Substack. The Substack is now launched. If you want to go see a more in-depth like piece about like our episode, what we're talking about, some more information, some more resources and shit that we don't put in the description or that we don't cite here, go to Substack, read up, get your reading skills up too, and then because that's more
reading
important.
Is essential.
Ain't nobody reading nowadays, and that's the reason why we're here.
So, that's why I be fucking up sometimes. Oh Jesus, I gotta start reading more.
But yeah, if you guys want to show some support, some financial support to the Jaam, you guys have been showing all the other support in all the other ways already. So thank you so much. But if Substack is for you, please go over there, show us some love, some support. W.
Got a Jaam's Talk comment. This is from our Unconditional Love Our Family episode that we just recently.
Oh yeah, if you haven't watched that, go watch that episode.
Go watch it.
I'm thinking the dump for this episode, I'm gonna put both like as a promo because some people didn't know what he was talking about.
I was looking at a lot of these comments, bro. People dropping paragraphs, bro. Like people are really resonating with this shit. I really mess with
I seen people talk about how like they were reflecting on their own parenting and like other skills. Like it's been really crazy.
His name is Mr. It's a lot of big mans, but I'm going to say Mr. Big Man 2456. Hashtag JAAMTalks. I don't believe in an unconditional. It's a myth. There will also be a breaking point, a limit to where you can love someone. You can still have love for someone past the breaking point, but fully unconditional. And then he said, P.S. Please do a review of Code Geass. In my opinion, it's much better than AOT.
Much better than AOT. Okay.
What's Code Geass?
Code Geass is an anime. I've only ever seen like teasers or anything. I've never actually sat down and watched Code Geass.
I've heard about it. It's like a political anime. People love it. People say it's better than AOT. People say the main character is named Lush.
Oh, no, I have heard of Code Geass. Code Geass I've only heard of because everyone brings them up in relation to Attack on Titan's main character. And they and they compare them because their stories are really good.
Because it correlates. I wanted to talk about that comment because that is real with the unconditional love. There is no such thing as it for real. In our opinion.
That's what I mean by that, is that like I feel like you can always say and pay lip service to having love for people. And usually that's how it is with like family. Even if you don't like family, like everyone says, you have love for them. When it comes to love as an action and love as a practice, it being unconditional.
It's always conditional.
It's always conditional. I think having conditional love is the best form of self-love. Because then at that point,
you can have unconditional love for yourself.
Yeah, I think.
But having that unconditional love for other people means you haven't set that boundary. So at that point, people are stepping on you because, you don't love yourself.
Yeah, I was going to say, I do agree. I don't think that the love for yourself should be conditional on anything because at the end of the day, all you got is you. And I think the way that it's unconditional is if you work on yourself. That's a constant sign that you love yourself. You're constantly trying to work to like improve.
Yeah.
I don't see it as unconditional for other people just because, like, I just don't think it can be that way. There has to be some sort of boundary, some sort of switch off where it's like, even if I couldn't envision a family member doing this thing to me, if they did it to me, am I coming to birthdays and shit after? And then will you say I love you after that? Probably not. So
Yeah.
is it
Go
really
fuck
negative?
yourself.
Go fuck yourself.
The
Thank you,
anime
Goats,
piece.
for the comment.
Last thing, the anime piece. Last piece, the anime piece. If y'all want us to do anime content, bro, just put it in the comments, bro.
Let us know.
Want a
Maybe
review?
if y'all keep supporting and we get to like 100K and then we get to like be cool, maybe we get a Jaam reactions.
Maybe y'all
Hell
get Jaam
yeah.
reactions if y'all go to that Substack and Patreon when they become.
It's about to get wicked.
The Patreon coming soon. Coming
Coming
soon.
soon.
Thank you guys, as always, for chopping it up with us this week. Leave all your comments, all the stuff below. As always, JAAMTalks. Thank you.
Last thing. Sorry.
What was the last thing, nigga? Damn.
Sorry. Please comment up for Matt since he's sick.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
W
one
Matt.
Rest up everything.
Everybody
If y'all
go
wanna to
follow
his
Matt right
socials.
now.
Yeah, what you on, Matt? That's his Twitch, Instagram, personal, MattB.03.
Yes, sir. Go catch up with bro and give him some well wishes.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, everybody. Have an awesome day or night wherever you may be. And see.
Thank you for tuning in to The Jaam.
Thank you for watching this long. If you haven't already, subscribe. What is you doing?
What is you doing?
What is you doing? You think we just sitting here doing it for nothing?
You think you're gonna sit here and not
Need
do
to
shit? Like,
eat.
hear this shit.
Click that I know you're not subscribed. Click it.
Cool.